Boy, when I sent that message out, I rushed through the setup of everything. I mean, fortunately, I had the game open already, thanks to, you know, playing IS3, so everything else wasn't that long to do, but, ooh. Alright, I'm just gonna keep going through some voices while I, wait. That's already on there. I think she's already on there as well. I'm just gonna give Ian. I'm, at the moment, defaulting to Ian, unless I prefer another voice when it comes to characters who doesn't have a voice based on their country. If that makes any sense. Hang on, let me just get rid of... Put the chat in this side. There we go. Hello, Scarf. How you doing? Alright, that's that one. I mean, yeah, don't really know what squid talk is. Ian, maybe? Nope, no Ian. Okay. No Ian for the Victorian. I think I've already got... Yes. Doing okay? Ah, that's good. Mr. Nothing. You should have regional. There you go. American? No. Ah, wrong person. Regional. I'm assuming the ones that have regional listed as an option are probably because they have regional. I'm assuming ones that wouldn't be regional don't have the option. Wrong thing. I mean, where do you even come from? Do you have a Colombia? Okay. Do you have a... No. Doesn't matter. No Colombian voice lines. Alright. That's pretty much it. The only one I've got to do now is go through these ones, but there's quite a lot of them, so I'm not going to do that now. Just going to wait for... Why hasn't Discord said that I'm going live yet? I mean, come on. Bruh. Usually the Yans have them. Yeah, I just wasn't sure because wasn't sure if the character specifically should be having regional accents or if only the characters that are supposed to have regional accents would have the regional accent. I say accent, I mean dialect, really. Anyway. Oh boy, chapter 12. And this is literally the last chapter until quite a while, isn't it? Isn't it like probably going to be April or something? Chapter 13 comes out, because I think chapter 13 released in China on October. Anyway. Heatwave. The soldier seems... Oh god, a bit loud. Let me just put that down. I think it's fine stream end, it's just on my headset. The soldier seems to like the hot weather blowing on the deck. It reminds him of the warmth of the fire when cooking supper back home. Nope. New red wheat seeds. A Burdenby saddle. Mill operation unit. Looking for previously owned. Spine massager. May need mail order. Is that a haiku? Are you ready to punch some car door hair? 2 woolen coats. Swinton's tailor shop. Dad's needs its... Oh, Dad needs its hem trimmed short. There we go. What was that? Oh, it crossed out. I couldn't get to see what it said. The Romance of Ives crossed out. I said I forgot. Grab some cheap candy to tide the kids over. Ask George if you can borrow his medal. Ship. Land ship or airship? Piers. Yes, Captain. I heard your leave was approved. Yes, I suppose it went rather well. It's all thanks to that baby face of yours, lad. Okay, I was wondering if it was a land ship. It looks like the same that I saw in Firelight? The brass occasionally wants to put up a facade of caring about their subordinates. They call it good branding. I guess the brass happened to be in a good mood. The mill back home stopped working and the old carpenter there broke his leg again, so my mother asked me home to help out. 10 days of leave, minus 8 days on the road, so 2 days? A day and a half is... there it is. A day and a half is more than enough for me to deal with that rickety antique. Damn, it's not really much leave, is it? Like, if it's taking you the entirety of your holiday in order to get back home, it's not really much of a holiday, isn't it? I left an extra half day open just in case my dad needs help tilling the other part of the field. Anyway, this is a lot of just casual what I'm going to do in the future talk, so I'm going to assume everyone on this land ship and the land ship itself blows up. Oh, right, I should pick up another dozen work gloves. Yeah, the gloves. The ones back home are past their prime. Is this a shopping list? That's right. Oh, that's right, Captain. Just so nothing is missing, I don't know when I'm going to get time off again. Hopefully you've earned yourself a real medal or two by then. Of course. All for Victoria. That's the kind of ambition I want to see, lad. I once knew a bloke named Todd. Do I need to remember that name? He and I fought against those spirecasters out on the frontier, and he earned himself a solid gold medal. What a beautiful thing that was, glittering as it hung on his chest. It shone so brightly, nobody could take their eyes off it. Our beloved Duke Windermere, personally awarded him the medal, which is the highest of honours for any soldier. But at the celebration banquet later on, old Todd had a bitter look on his face. Can you guess why? Because he wasn't satisfied with the merits he earned? No. Much worse than that. He couldn't lift his mug to take a swig of beer. His hands got replaced with a pair of wooden prosthetics. Yeah, that sounds about right for the old fights. Damn. I will say, I think it'd be absolutely epic to see how these land warship fights happen. Like, that would be amazing. The veteran officer grins, showing a mouthful of yellow teeth. Wow, he really is from Victoria then. The young soldier laughs dryly. He knows this is one of the officer's many poor jokes. The wind's so strong on the deck that the soldier has to hold onto the brim of his hat, letting out a loud yet harmless sneeze. No matter the season or weather, standing on the deck of a prancing high-speed battleship always makes one want to wrap himself in his coat. The young soldier thinks to himself, what a wonderful... Wells is in charge today. How many cans of rations did that pudgy bald man swipe? But the creamy vegetable chowder he makes is without equal, and if fortune is on his side, that old bastard might even throw in a healthy serving of foul beast into the soup. This entire ship is going to get destroyed. He figures that he should leave after the sun sets, and he finishes dinner. The mobile fortress they're stationed in has already reached Londinium's vicinity. When the weather is clear, they can see the pinnacle of the shards on the horizon. Yep, they're definitely going to die. They're steaming straight straight forward towards Londinium. After returning to the station, he'd board the logistics squad transport vehicle and head to the nearest town first, where he'd be able to have a drink or two at the tavern. Do they not know what they're going into? In the early morning, there'd be cobblers heading into town to sell their wares. 2 boxes of tobacco would let them hitch a ride. There we go. The young soldier recalls the barns from back home, always filled with the fermented smell of composted straw. There we go. Hello, Ringo. Even now, that smell occasionally wafts to him in his dreams, making him want to pinch his nose, but at the same time, it represents a connection with his hometown. If it only occurs occasionally, then so be it. He furrows his brows quietly, deciding not to continue deluding himself with these sentiments. Even if it's only occasional, he doesn't want to experience that stench again. He must admit that is always the biggest impediment every time he returns home. Ugh, the fog's rising again. I'll never get used to Londinium's bloody weather. It wasn't much better when we were stationed at Lifanian's outskirts, but at least you could enjoy a little sunshine in the afternoon. Go, tell the captain. We can't see a thing at this weather observation post. Something's interfering with the radar too. We should head back. Castor's forces are obediently maintaining formation. Godin, moved his men further back. Other than a few familiar faces in the forward team, Old Wellington's main force still hasn't shown up. Other than our dear Duke Windermere, the remaining 7 dukes are watching on the sidelines. The patrol's over. Sir, that's sarcasm. None of our business. The brass always have their own agenda. But I heard that Londinium's peers. I've been a soldier for over a decade. After drinking and playing cards, the most important thing I've picked up on being in the army is those rumours you hear are always buncombe, okay, and balderdash. Never pay any heed to them. The officers in the back have their eyes on the map and will take care of everything. Ours is but to do and die. I mean, you're literally driving straight towards Sarkaz-controlled territory, but okay, whatever you say. Isn't it our duty to defend Victoria? Only they can decide what Victoria is, boy. Our job is simply to follow orders. Go and head back. Our day of peace is over. Wait, that reminded me. Didn't you say you'll read Golden Glow story first? I was supposed to have read it before starting chapter 10. I completely forgot about that. Well, that's something to add to a future stream then. Oh yeah, I was supposed to read that all the way back before chapter 10. Huh. I ought to treat myself to a hot shower. This damn fog's making my bones ache. Maybe things have been too stressful these days. The young soldier begins to thank himself for taking some time off to unwind. The battlefield always puts people on edge. Even more so when you don't know where war will break out. Don't know when or where the war will break out. There we go. Or who you can trust. He thinks to himself. It's a bit clammy. He lifts his hand to undo the first button on his shirt. Seeing as how his dear officer had just declared the end of the armistice, a little disregard for protocol shouldn't matter. He thinks of the fireplace back home. A few years ago, he came home wearing a brand new military outfit, unwilling to undo even a single button despite sweating profusely from the heat of hearth. For that, the young lass Shirley laughed at him for quite some time. The younger soldier curls the corner of his lips. That's why I didn't bring you in your sappy romance novel. Payback, there we go. That's why I didn't. There it is. There it is. There she goes. The entire ship is just gone. So much for those high-speed battleships. I guess they're just like the high-speed battleships of World War One and Two, instantly ignited. HMS Hood eat her heart out. That was much bigger of an explosion. Main cannon output is normal. Confirming target destroyed. Good. Begin preparations for the next phase. The Dukes will react soon. Your Highness. Your Highness? A new face? Yes, Your Highness. I was just promoted to the mercenary unit by the General. It is the greatest honour. You've always been my... It's an honour to make your acquaintance as well. What is your name? My name? My name is... I don't have a formal name. They just call me Elbow. Do you come from Salviento by any chance? Damn, I should have picked a name from a book. Elbow, why that name? It's nothing. I just got burnt when I was drinking soup. I mean, it's a stupid story, hardly worthy of your attention, Your Highness. You must have been holding your bowler too high. No, it was Plug. That bastard ran into me. Next time I see him, I swear. Your Highness. Oh, I'm sorry, General. Your Highness. You may leave. It seems you still have a lot of work to do. I heard they're serving creamy vegetable chowder at the airship garrison tonight. Don't miss supper time. Thank you, Your Highness Teresa. When each battle ends, the Sarkaz will have a home to return to. We'll be able to return to Kazdel soon, right? Of course. I prefer to be with them rather than with the aristocrats of the royal court. Each and every moment, the collective souls of the Sarkaz force me to take my knees, immersing me in a long and painful history. But these newly grown children, give me a tangible sense of the future. And what should we do with this future? Consign it to another round of wars sweeping across the land? When scorched earth spreads as far as the eye can see, will these new seedlings sprout as we hope? Hope is as weighty as ever, Manfred. Your Highness. In accordance with the Military Commission's plans, a section of Londinium has been detached. As of right now, it has arrived at the designated location, parked between the main city and the Duke's encirclement. It will become the cornerstone and launchpad of our next offensive, and this airship will also temporarily dock there. Well, it looks like we now have our location. The Duke of Windermere should soon receive news that her high-speed battleship has been destroyed. But she also cannot ignore the threat this airship poses, which in turn will help the Naxxrae King's front develop. In accordance with the Regent's instructions, we must next take a look outside, General. Manfred turns to look out the window. He is forced to admit that the carefully planned flames burning before his eyes are not as exhilarating as he had imagined. The firelight is blinding. Huh. Interesting word to use here. A war has finally broken out. According to the military commission's projections, the Dukes will cautiously proceed with military operations within 16 hours. We have already made our preparations. I really hope there's someone else somewhere that's kicking their asses into gear instead of it being 16 fucking hours. What kind of response time is that? No, the war never ended. It is not only ranks ripping through other ranks that is worthy of the name of war. Those eyes lurking behind the curtains, those curses whispered in the dead of night, those suppressed cries, all are war. Those compatriots who perished alone in the barrens, those robes dragged across the ground during the Black Processions, those Casdell bricks and tiles sealed away in the collector's glass display case, are also all war. War has always been a part of us. We simply pushed it out for all to see once again. Even if the flames of war are ignited in Victoria, Casdell has always been part of the battlefield. I already made many plans with the General about this. Okay. No, Manfred, that's not what I was asking. I simply observed that beneath our feet, the shadow of this airship covers all indiscriminately. Put an end to it, General. If this ultimately is proven to be the only way the Sark has, then drown tears with tears and bury suffering with suffering. This is the only way. I will carry out your will, Your Highness. I still think of Avatar, where Fire Lord Ozai is just spewing fire out from the airship. Oh, hello, reunion. Fancy seeing you guys again. It's been a little while. You stole our person of interest. Actually, you know what? Fuck it, you can keep her. Can you help us out with this airship here? You see that? No mistake about it. Looks like it came straight from a storybook. The harbinger of destruction, the prophet of turmoil, nightmare given form. So, you ever see that gloom pincer as big as a mountain, lugging along its chest of perfume? Yep, just like Red-Nosed Humbert talked about. What is this conversation? I'm getting red versus blue vibes here. It's like, hey, you know why we're here? Nine said before, you're in no condition to be drinking. I only had a sip. That didn't sound like a sip. I don't have much time left. Leave me with my last bit of hope. You still remember that night on the snowfield, right? Everyone was freezing to death. And Red-Nosed Humbert told us about a strange legend from his village. Sorry, I signed on in Victoria. Oh, really? I thought... Yeah, Red-Nosed Humbert died back in Ursus. He was a good guy. Took at least 4 of those patrol unit bastards with him. Ah. Oh, I guess that makes sense. There's got different colours. Or have they always had a black mask as well? Until told otherwise, I'm going to assume white masks come from Ursus and black masks are anyone new. Damn it. You would have appreciated him and his stories. You gotta pull one out for him. You're drunk again, Romanich. Romanich. How many times have I told you? Do I have to tell you? There we go. Hand over the flagon. Nah, they always have both. Okay. I just honestly couldn't remember the black masks. Unless you're a caster. I think the casters had black masks. But they had black everything, so it didn't make any difference. Ma'am, I don't have much longer to live. Come on. You still got a long life ahead of you, if you listen to the doctor. I hate doctors. They're all liars, all of them. I need these fluids. They let me see. Wow, he really is from Ursus. He's asleep again. Toss him a blanket. We can't be too far from Londinium now. Ooh, they really are. Okay. That'll be interesting. If we bump into them again. Black Mask was the first ever reunion sprite. Really? Damn, I could have swore it was always white masks. Huh. Yeah, if we're lucky, we'll be able to see the city walls in just over a week. It'd be faster if we could fix that piece of junk car. Just say piece of shit. Anyway. You don't see catastrophes too often around Londinium, but given the current situation, it's virtually impossible not to bump into any of the Duke's troops. And none of them are going to welcome us. Then, throw the sarcasm on top. Okay, at least they know about that. We need to be even more cautious during our subsequent operations. We need to find our trapped people, whether they still think they're our people or not. Oh, I see. So they're going to go into Londinium to get infected out, maybe? Or just reunion members out. I don't know if there are reunion members in there. I suppose there are some in Victoria, but anyway. I'm getting meh. Getting everyone back together is difficult, but we still feel the same pain and share the same sorrow. Those feelings never stop chasing us, and they force us to keep moving forward. I'm not saying that just to cope, but this is the only thing we can do with full peace of mind. No, that is definitely copium. Let those infected on the verge of despair know that they still have comrades out there, and that their lives aren't disposable. Oh. Stay where you belong. Oh, okay. Tallulah. 9. I'm just getting a breath of fresh air. Fine. I have my eye on you. Flames are burning, out there in the distance. They've been burning for some time now. Hopefully it's just a patch of wood struck by lightning. Oh, it was certainly struck by lightning. A very, very, very big bolt. Our squad will cross over. Lightning, huh? I saw you were making stew back at camp. I was just helping out the cook. She still had 2 baskets of potatoes to get through. I gave it a taste. Wasn't too bad. Alina, I mean, an old friend once taught me a few things. Pain. Pain. I thought I'd forgotten it all. If you're still willing to play a part before facing justice, I won't stop you. But you'd best remember who you are, Tallulah. We'll be watching you, all of us. I know. Start packing up. It's time to go. Oh. Huh? I fell asleep? Damn it. Come on, 9. Take pity on this old man and let me have another sip. Otherwise, I'm as good as dead today. Bah, did you see that? The edge of the sky's blood red. Red-nosed Hambert said. He said that's a good omen. A good omen, I tell you. God. Well, that depends. Is it red sky at night or is it red sky in morning? He said that was the other shore? Victory? I don't exactly remember. Maybe it means tomorrow will be a good day, my friends. Mans is drunk. Oh yeah, I forgot there was no stage there. Oh damn, starting right off with a tutorial. Damn, okay. No right from wrong. That's very difficult in this game. The most dangerous thing on the battlefield is not the downpour of enemy fire you'll face, though that is very dangerous. It's imposters trying to win your sympathy. Allies have greatly reduced cost limit. Oh. That's good, isn't it? So I'm assuming this is the cloister thing? I think that's chapter 12, unless I saw stuff from chapter 13 maybe, that might have been it. No, cost limit reduction is bad. Is it? Oh! Oh, that's limit! Ah! I read it as things cost less. That's what I read it as. I read it as cost reduction, not cost limit reduction. Ah. Shit. Oh no. Oh, that is awful. Okay. For this special operation in Norport, we'll start with a limited initial deployment resource. Okay. Ah, it is these things. Okay, I do recognize these. I saw some, I don't know, what was it, videos or images, something like that. Fortunately, Victoria citizens will come to our aid and replenish our deployment resources once they enter the protection zone. Oh. Shit, they're civilians. Okay. However, there are spies hidden among them. Our operators will begin to identify any unidentified civilians once they enter their attack range or become blocked. After some time has passed, we will be able to ascertain whether they are spies. Okay, I'm assuming that's good. Okay. Legitimate civilians will no longer be blocked once their identity has been confirmed. Oh my god, it literally is Papers, Please. Oh, you guys were not memeing. Oh dear, okay. But keep in mind that only identified civilians will replenish our deployment resources once they enter the protection zone. Do people target them as well? That's going to be really annoying. Wow, that only gives 2? Okay. Hey, that guy's looking... Hey! That guy's looking kind of sus. They knew what they were fucking doing. Oh god. Is he a spy? I was trying so hard not to make the joke when... I was trying so hard not to make the joke when they were talking about imposters. I was trying so hard, and the motherfuckers writing this did it for me. You can often tell a spy from a civilian by subtle differences in their behavior. Okay. Oh, look, we've detected signs that this one might be a spy. So what? They're just acting shifty and not doing the pathing normally? They're sort of like pausing? Now it should go blue, shouldn't it? Oh, suspicious individuals reveal their true colors a little while after they're identified. Stop the spies.
Take aim.
Now, do they attack? No, they do not.
Like a shadow.
Come on. Okay, there we go.
Meow. Careful, kittens. Don't lose your mittens.
Alright, we've successfully voted the imposters out.
Perfect victory? Whatever. A victory's a victory after all.
What is that image? What is that image? I've never seen that before. Oh, was she E2'd? Oh, she must have been E2'd. I was going to say, I definitely do not recognize that splash art. Okay, that's her E2 art. Okay, interesting. Alright, reception party. Fine, you're the symbol of Victoria's invincibility. Our savior's here to help us. Can we get going now? Allies have... Okay, yeah. Alright, this is going to be a bit awkward because I do not have a lot of... Yeah, I think for the... Why you got that? No, just that. Yeah, just that one.
May my banner protect all those who are innocent before my eyes.
I definitely do not need... Oh, this is the wrong thing. That's why. There we are. Okay, let's double check this then. Myrtle, Sayleech. Oh, it might be a bit tricky having single block vanguards because they're gonna walk right through them. Okay, I'm not gonna have... No, that's over. Is there anything else I can bring in? E160. So still only one. There's not really much point having flag bearers, is there?
What do you need?
One block. Not even. One block as well. This is the point where I realise I do not have shit for vanguards besides my flag bearers. I mean, I've got plenty, but I don't have a lot to fill in the gaps. I might keep her anyway, just for the sake of it. She makes people a little bit cheaper than the first deployment. Okay, I'm not going to have Pluma, though. Do I have any? Okay, I've got one defender. I might... I'm going to keep Gavial. I know she's over, but that's fine. Oh god, I've got Golden Glow as well, which is over. Oh no, I don't. There we go. I do now. Gravel... Swap out. Why, since 21? Since when?
Ready to go.
Yeah, I think for the most part, everyone is below 20 besides Golden Glow and Gavial. We should be hunky-dory. I should have looked at the map. God damn it. Alright, blind it is. We've confirmed that a high-speed warship belonging to the Duke of Windermere was attacked by an unknown sarcasm weapon. There were no survivors. Our preliminary conclusion is that the weapon in question is indeed the structure that briefly appeared in the skies over Londinium. Based on frontline evaluation from the remote observation team, the weapon's powerful mid-air suspension abilities and the efficiency of its originium arts generator deserve due caution. It is impossible to evaluate the Sarkaz's technological base for manufacturing large-scale armed aerial vehicles given the information we currently have. We are in the process of gathering more intel. However, until it has been proven that the Sarkaz possess the technological means to mass-produce such weapons, we would recommend against categorizing this target as the highest threat level for the time being, as countermeasures have already been deployed. Okay, so there's Norport. So I'm guessing that's what broke off from the rest of Londinium. Oh, great, we actually get to see battle lines. So Duke of Wellington, Duke of Castor. Why is Duke Windermere yellow? Is that maybe... I'm guessing that might be this point of view, this perspective of the person talking, maybe. So that's probably them. Interesting. Wow, they really do have them caught up on different flanks. I wonder if these are battleships or if these are specific units. That line, the lines here, I'm going to assume are soldiers. That's normally how they... or front lines, rather. Probably front line. Yeah, we'll see. It should also be noted that Norport Borough, Londinium's old logistics district, was separated from the main body of Londinium City yesterday. The plate is now docked by itself between the city and the Londinium peripheral front formed by the various dukes. I'm wondering what the circles mean as well. I mean, they're obviously areas, but of what? What influence do the different circles imply? Anyway, we have reason to suspect that the Sarkaz are trying to convert this plate into a forward operating base, using it to support their slate of large-scale military operations in the foreseeable future. It will likely also be used as a temporary stop for that large-scale Sarkaz weapon. The current commander of the Londinium Defence Force, Lieutenant Colonel Leteau, issued a statement claiming that Norport... I keep trying to say Newport. Norport was accidentally separated from Londinium's main body due to technical reasons. A large number of Londinium citizens still remain on the plate, and the Defence Forces are preparing to launch a rescue plan for these citizens. The remote observation teams provided several photos taken of the scene. At the moment, we are not planning any large-scale operations against this plate. However, intelligence personnel believe that a series of irregular staffing transfers between the Duke of Windermere's mobile fortress and Ironclad? I'm going to assume that's short for Ironclad, or Ironclad. Ironclad. Ironclad Glave? What is these words? Over the last 8 hours is likely related to the situation in Norport. Several analyses have pointed out that the Duke of Windermere's military claims to this plate are more radical than we previously anticipated, and the specific reasons behind this warrant a more in-depth investigation. We are monitoring the other dukes' attitudes and subsequent actions in response to the Sarkaz attack, and will be submitting routine analysis reports at shorter intervals. Awaiting further instructions. You know, all this talk is making me realise just how much I would absolutely love a Arknights Armour 3 mod. Or maybe Hearts of Iron 4. Both would be great. Oh, Duke of Castor, okay. Technical reasons. How unsophisticated. But it gets the job done. They know full well that we all care greatly about our own reputations, especially in the face of Victoria's coming future. What future if you guys don't do anything? So, they also decided to throw out a bit of bait. A flying fortress, huh? It pains me to say this, but as long as they're holding Norport Borough at gunpoint, things are going to get messy. Now, even Wellington doesn't have the nerve to rush over with his high-speed warship, rain fire down on the old logistics area and snatch away his new toy. But he won't be able to resist the temptation. Affirmative. The Duke of Wellington's troops have sped up their advance. We suspect he's already gained intel on the airship. Isn't Duke of Wellington the person aligned with Dublin? This massive airship is indeed beyond our calculations, and it has the potential to reshape future wars. But as the intelligence says, we're far from the point of things spiraling out of control. Yes, yes. Okay, good. Well, that also explains quite a lot of that ambition. He does kind of have a bone to pick with the Sarkaz at the moment. According to our estimates, even if the Sarkaz had a secret channel for transporting supplies, they wouldn't have had the time or resources to build multiple airships. These damn devils can hardly bring out the value of this technology, but perhaps we can. That's right. Naturally, this is extremely important to me. Even if I don't give the order, I expect that you will bring it to me. Okay, there we go. Well, that explains the concern that Columbia had, seeing as they did restart it by the sounds of it. However, our gaze ought to be cast wider than just this singular piece of technology. What really worries me is, we've let the Sarkaz run amok in the Shard far too long. Even the most dim-witted fools will eventually figure out what lies behind those buttons and levers. Aladale, I don't blame her. She was never ambitious enough. That was her strong suit, and allowed her to keep it. But it doesn't look like there's any way to make use of our Stone of the Sword. There we go. You mean Sword and the Stone? Who cares? So, is she the one that's been using Aladale? Is this the bitch? Because I just assumed it was Dublin. Rest assured, the dukes who supported you, along with their vassals, are still resolutely on your side. There we go, not by your side. Same thing. Yep, it is. Right, I've got a bone to pick with this bitch. I promised them peace and safety, and I will deliver. Forever honour one's commitments. That has always been the motto of House Castor since ancient times. Trilby Asher is already being dealt with. Who? Naturally, they always have a way. Then, Your Grace, about the citizens of Norport. Lieutenant Colonel Leteau said that he was preparing a rescue plan. You won't go wrong putting your trust in that ghoulish commander. I've met him before. He's an interesting man. The Sarkaz have never publicly claimed to occupy Londinium, as it has normally been under the control of the Defence Forces. And this Lieutenant Colonel has managed to survive in his position for 4 years without getting caught up in any major trouble either. I mean, he was almost thrown off a building, so... We all know what those devils are like. We all know what those devils are like. So that fact alone is respectable enough. Who knows? Maybe he's more keen on becoming a saviour than we are. I see what you're saying. And getting the right people into the right positions and turning valued friends into truly loyal partners is harder than we initially expected. I feel like they're putting a lot of faith in Leto. He's kind of not been that kind of person. If anything, he's been incredibly cowardly. Old Wellington knows what I want, and I know what he wants. Though we've never talked about these things openly, we naturally helped each other, all while keeping an extra knife sharpened for one another. Poor thing, Windermere's been playing with the Lithanians for so long. It might be a while until she remembers how Victoria works. Indeed, we still don't quite understand why Duke of Windermere is so keenly interested in Norport's affairs. Does she also want that airship technology? Maybe she wants to add another card to her hand. She knows she's in for a rough time soon. Why do I feel like Duke of Windermere is probably the best person for us in terms of alliances? With opportunity comes desire. Both are, as Honey, equally effective at leading people to the abyss. I read honey as a completely different word a moment ago. Okay. That cousin of mine failed to understand this, which is why he's been dead for 26 years. You know, he still appears in my dreams from time to time. Can't say I ever liked him. He was a bombastic, self-righteous boy. When we were young, he'd run up and down the corridors of the palace, spouting quotes from the past kings he saw in some book. And he'd always spew the same trite platitudes. A role model for the masses, noblesse oblige, what have you. He treated those words as his guiding compass, though they probably didn't even come from the kings they were attributed to. In all likelihood, they were flattering embellishments added by the royal archivists. He actually believed those words, and paid the price for it. But despite all that, I sometimes still miss him. During those years he was still around, we could pretend that all was well. But now even the dullest of men must open their eyes. Open their eyes and bear witness to all our ugliness, covetousness, and opportunism. War has broken out, and its advent has fulfilled everyone's wishes at all. Your Grace, this is also your chance to unite Victoria. Unity. Victoria's been trodden upon and sullied for far too long. You have the right to restore her glory. This war is for Victoria. No, my child. This war is not for Victoria alone. Victoria, how we love to speak the name of our country. No. Sorry, that was sharp. No, it's nothing more than a rag to cover festering abscesses when the people are when the people are in need of morality. An empty husk to exploit hope when the people are in need of dignity. All those farmers, labourers, soldiers and nobles, all these who despise each other, who grope at each other's throats. Why does lumping all of them together make the great Victoria? When they speak of Victoria, what is it they refer to? The fields they tilled for half a lifetime? The factories that gorged on their blood and tears? Collections of looted artifacts? Great halls of imported carpets? A splotch of colour with a line of text on it on an atlas, there we go. Or a news headline and a set of economic figures from the television set. Or is it the vast, glorious and invincible empire built upon the foundations of each man's imagination? Let us prepare ourselves. Let us wait with bated breath. Take a good look. Witness where this war will take us. God, she talks too much. I would hate for her and Calcia to have a conversation together. Uh-oh. Good day, sir. Let me guess. You want to be strung up on that fence too, huh? To be honest, I don't have a lot of fun with that job. I suggest you turn around and crawl back to where you belong. No, please, wait, good sir. The others wanted me to come and talk to you. That's not what I meant. We have just a few trivial issues, so if you could show us a bit of mercy. When did you Victorians start taking us devils for a bunch of bleeding arts? All we wanted was to know what's going on in Newport Borough. Nothing worth mentioning. What if... Look, we can still scrounge up some valuable trinkets. Surely you've heard of Sargon gems. I have a few number of them here. Get lost. I get it. You're not interested, huh? I also have a collection of old Gaulish paintings. What makes you think he's going to even be remotely interested in that? They're all said to be priceless. There we go. Oh, right. Maybe I was out of line to say that. This is going to cost me my life, isn't it? How about a Saint Patron firearm? I just happen to have one stashed away back home. Interesting. You got your hands on an Angel's Guardian gun, huh? Wow, man's actually had something. Oh, it's not mine, no. It's just for safekeeping. Heavens, those angels from the Notarial Hall are going to flame me alive if they find out. But if you're interested... I just happened to hear you, the Sarkaz, enjoy collecting them, so... Listen up. I prefer my angelic toys freshly looted from a pile of corpses. Now piss off. Sarkaz, we just want to know what's going on. This is a perfectly legitimate request. Have none of you learned in the past 4 years? When has a Sarkaz ever given you any information you want? So many of us have been driven out of our homes and crammed into a little ghetto with no place to live, no food, and no freedom. Now all we want is an explanation. Are all these houses not good enough for you? Pick a door, any door. Knock on one of them. And get your sorry ass inside. What more do you want? Bathtub with a built-in back massager? You can't treat us like this. Where are the defense forces? I personally know Leteau and want to speak with him. Oh god. Not the let me speak to the manager. We haven't broken any rules. That's enough, mister. Be careful. Okay, random. I'm going to assume you're playable, considering how much detail you have. They're armed. You look like a medic. Let go of me. What do I have to be careful for? Listen up, Sarkaz. I've lived here for 30 years. This is my city. This is my neighbourhood. I know you've taken over those factories. I know you lustful after Londinium's wealth. So take it. Splitting off a few factories won't put a dent in Victoria's glory. But I am my own man. Not even a king can take my home. What king? Tell me, why did Norport, but why do I have so much difficulty with that word? Why did Norport Borough drive out of Londinium overnight? What's the meaning of all these walls outside the borough? Hey, are you trying to get yourself killed? What possessed you into thinking that you can challenge my authority? Wait, please, good sir. He doesn't know what he's talking about. What a waste. Listen up, you sorry worms. To tell the truth, I'd like nothing more than to slaughter each and every one of you right now. Seeing your faces make me sick. But the boss says a lot of you are still useful. So I promised him I'd show a little restraint. This is the grace I've afforded you, but know that I can take it back just as easily. Hurry, run, get away from here. Help! Run. Run as fast as you can, pathetic Victorians. You've had your fun already. Now it's your time to get a taste of the life once forced onto us. Hide in every nook and cranny. There we go. Not crammy. Hide beneath the shadow. Rip up your morality and swallow your dignity. This is everything we Sarkas have experienced. Now rejoice, because it's yours too. Call it equality. This is a kind of equality you've never known. Explain myself? Answer your questions? No, this is war, you dipshits. Learn it, embrace it, just like we did for thousands of years, and just as you will for thousands of years more, you moron. Because I feel no sympathy for you. Nor do I feel any empathy, really. Where am I? Stop your blubbering already. That's a really interesting design. Who is this? Did you think they invited you here for a picnic? You can guess where the people who weren't so willing to come end up. You look awesome. Baird, I've seen that name before. Is it Baird or Bard? Baird. Call me Baird. You're hurt and need your wounds dressed. Follow me. I love that outfit. Where have have I seen her already? No, I don't think I've seen her, but I've definitely heard the name.
I've got this. I've got this. I can do this.
Well, I really do not like this.
Everyone, let's play.
Okay, I think...
I'll protect everyone.
Oh, God, they're going quickly.
Let's begin.
Is she a member of the Glasgow gang? She does look like it. So if I do this...
Shut up.
There we go. I'm going to do this. Oh, that's going to be bad. Oh, actually, it wasn't that bad. Okay, there we go. There's some. I think that's up to 2 now. Yes, it's up to 2. So I can do this.
I'll do my best.
I'm going to assume that person is sus. That guy got deleted.
Got it. Shut up.
There we go.
I'll take the lead. The rest is up to you guys.
Your orders.
Okay, there we go. What's sus? Alright, I think I've locked this down now.
I'll charge the weak spot.
Oh, that's the third skill, not the... 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... There we go.
Hey, dummies! Bring it on! Get away from me, please! Dokunade!
Okay, one's sus. 2 was sus.
Your orders. Speeding up.
Dokunade!
I'll charge the weak. Who's next?
Your orders. Ah!
Can I get to
Alright, there we go. Just need these two chuckles. There we go. There we go. Alright, not too bad. Hey, it is Gracia, I was right. Is this person playable? I would very much like them to be playable. Alright, we should be safe here. Cador? Cador? I have no idea how to say that. It's still a mess outside. We're most certainly not in Londinium anymore. I reckon we can see the situation outside the plate from top of the old loading tower. There we go. But I can't get near it. It's outside the restricted area. And I reckon even if you could spot anything, it wouldn't mean a thing. The Sarkaz keep a close eye, and there are too many of them. You are awesome. I really hope you are playable. Man, those arms. Alright. And what's the old bloke story? Huh. He was trying to talk terms with the Sarkaz. And how did that turn out? Take a look at yourself. Take a look for yourself, rather, I think that was. Was that for yourself? No, just take a look at yourself, okay. There, that's about all I can do, bandaging your wounds. Thank you. Goodness, why? Just what happened? What else could have happened? The Sarkaz have been in Londinium for 4 years now. You can't possibly still think they were invited here by that poor sod Kvadish and his guests, right? Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. 4 years, surely. You guys would have gotten used to it by now. But they haven't ever what? You must be one of those noblemen who never leave their mansions and needs their maids to fetch them their morning sister milk. Ugh. I wouldn't drink any sort of milk which has the word cyst in it. Ugh. How do you fall so low as to find yourself in Norport? No, but I'm a scholar. I have merely run into certain troubles financially. As soon as I finish my manuscript, I shall... Drat! The manuscript is still in my study. But you've really got a knack for finding these poor, down-on-their-luck bastards, don't you? Would you at least have some respect? If all goes well, it's very likely I'll become the Royal Academy of Sciences' next academician? Okay. Very likely, huh. I still don't understand. The news kept saying that all is well. What more do you want them to say? Friends and citizens, I sincerely regret to inform you that Londinium is now a shithole. The special instructors that they have sent to the newspaper offices and TV stations actually earns their keep, you know. Did you see whose flag they were flying above the munitions factories in Highbury? If not, you've got to at least remember the fire at Archtrig the other day, right? But the war? What about the defense forces? The Dukes? Aren't they defending all of us around Londinium? How can this be? The Sarkaz can't possibly triumph over the Dukes, can they? The Devils are a bunch of savages who cower in the wilderness, but Victoria is the greatest country across all the lands. Who told you that? Did you realise that out of nowhere while munching on a cake at home? I didn't feel that way at all when the Dibbles? What the fuck is that? Held me against the wall and frisked me. Alright, next academician. Demonition? Whatever the hell. Off you go. You don't belong here. But where can I go? My flat is not in this locked down zone. And I haven't the slightest idea where my loyal servant is. I know no one here. What can you do? Medical work? Sewing? Repair? Anything? My research is in heraldry. That is about as useful as... I can't even think of anything remotely useless, because that is even more useless than whatever I could come up with. You scholarly chaps ever studied how to turn air into stakes? Well, it is by no means my area of expertise, but I imagine it's a little difficult. Did you just take that seriously? Bed, stop bringing these fancy lads back, will ya? He doesn't even understand sarcasm. We don't have a lot of supplies on hand here. Maybe you can help Delphine manage the warehouse? Speaking of, another really cool design. Are any of these people playable at all? Bed, stop trying to pass all your problems to me. I can't very well watch him die on the street. At times like this, we have to come together and unite as one. Even having one extra man on board is more power to us. Come together. I wish Parliament and the Dukes would learn from you people. We wouldn't have fallen to where we are today. That's what I've been saying for like 2 chapters now. You think they're not united enough? They were all very united when it came to hanging the king. That was... never mind. I just hope you'll be of some use, Mr. Next Academic. I'm not going to call him whatever that word was. Depends on their state at the end of the chapter being in one piece physical and mental and not stuck underground too. I shall do everything in my power. No, speaking of which, who would all you be? Who are we? Alright. Welcome to our gym. The Slobber Knocker. Oh, that is painfully north. That is so painfully north. That is York. That is like north. Hell, you're getting dangerously close to Scotland. You can call us Glasgow. I mean, I suppose as I say that, they are called Glasgow, so... I really like this person's design, though. Is that some dialect for a good old, me German chap? That sounded weird. So, Slobber Knocker. I was Knocker, right? Yeah. Basically, getting punched in the mouth really hard. So much so that, you know, spit goes flying out. That, it isn't a word. That is basically just a name that's made up of 2 words, but that's the imagery that the name is suggesting. Heidi, how have you been? To tell the truth, I haven't any idea where you have been as of late. Ever since Mr. Adams, the bookshop owner, died, I haven't been able to reach you. It has been a long time since I last continued our work. Forgive me, my dear friend. I never hide anything from you, but I am truly befuddled. Shit, the school is still in this story. Oh dear, bad things are going to happen in this place. You once told me that peace would come again, but I can't fool myself with false hope anymore. I can't hide in my room and pretend that everything we do is still meaningful. Right, we could look at things on a broader scale, the dimension of history. Of course, peace will come, it will eventually. And war will undoubtedly shatter it in an even crueler way. I once thought we could win, and I still hope that we will win. But Heidi, if everything that we have done amounts to nothing but self-comfort... No, not if. This might already be the truth. And these books, these desks, and this school that may come crumbling down at any moment, How are they meant to stand up against the force of a new era? Heidi, I can't keep going anymore. What should I do? Lady Golding, are you alright? Imposter, get away. Molly, you're back. Are you writing a letter? No, this is nothing. I just remembered a few novels that I read before. The protagonists are always charming, suave, always heading to the front lines, wearing a uniform befitting of them with a pipe in their mouths. Oh god, they're, all the characters are Tolkien. But the authors never tell us which battlefields they head to and how the trenches smell. Oh, it really is Tolkien. Those who are enamoured of the protagonists, both women and men, taste fine desserts with anxious hearts. Of course, we all know these are just literary techniques. The stories always end happily. Authors with a little bit of ambition might try to build what the critics call profound atmosphere. The stories are adorned with preventable deaths, and they are always with the protagonist's comrade and dearest friend, dying in the trenches to shield the hero. In the end, the wretched enemy finds themselves defeated by the hero's sword and thus restoring justice and morality. And at his fallen friend's funeral, a solemn crowd gathers to remember his heroics, as petals symbolise honour and are scattered atop the casket. This is the most emotional part. The protagonist clenches his fist, wipes his tears, and looks towards the morning sun with resolve. And without fail, they always say that hope will come and all sacrifices will be meaningful. And that's where the author stops. Let the readers imagine for themselves that truly beautiful future. Let them bask in that stately feeling in the end. Hello, Knight. I'm surprised you read these kind of novels. It was years ago. Everyone was that age once. I used to be obsessed with these books when I was still a young girl. I wasn't very attached to the protagonists, actually, but I was indeed obsessed with those deaths. Sometimes I imagined myself one of those heroes who sacrificed themselves for their cause, and the masses would sing my praises for the era I helped create, or at the very least my sacrifice. How childish. Later on, I thought I'd be clear-headed enough to see past those sugar-coated fantasies. But then, I started to notice there might be nothing inherently different between who I am now and who I was back then. Don't say that. You told the children yourself. Death is a solemn topic. Did I? I don't remember. Perhaps it was just the lectures that I've got so used to giving. How was procurement today? Not too bad. The situation on the streets isn't very serious. The prices at the shops haven't gone up, though there were more city defence soldiers than usual, and sarcasm soldiers. I'm assuming that soldiers are not soldiers. They're not as secretive as they used to be. But everyone is pretending as if nothing happened, except what used to be Norport. There is nothing left except the support structures extending from the surrounding districts. What about those places? I need to apologise to you again. I should never have dragged you into this. It's just, Leto is his eyes on me, and every time I step out the door I find myself followed by several ill-meaning men. You're talking to one of those right now. Sarkaz soldier through the not-so-secret... Yeah, pretty much. I had no choice but to make a gamble. That you are not on their watch list yet. Oh, the irony. No, I'm glad to do my part for Londinium. The irony! It's just that the places you told me about were all pretty quiet. I used the passwords, but no one answered. Oh, she got them all killed. Maybe they've already given up? No, they're all stronger than I am. Much stronger. But I found a letter. It should be for you, so I didn't open it. This... No, this isn't their handwriting. The letter has practically all the information on the Self-Salvation Corps' communications. What? But how could that... This is a threat. They know us like the back of their hand. Then, what should we do, Lady Golding? Molly, I have another list of places for you. Ah, you're getting more people killed. I've never been to these bases myself, but having analysed the flow of information, they should be there. They're gonna die. I shouldn't take this risk. This goes against our established practices, but... This information is important to the Self-Salvation Corps, right? Many lives are on the line. Then we must do this. Molly, just as I taught you, watch out for anyone who could be tailing you, whether they are sarcas or not. Don't let your guard down. Look for a girl called Clavisia there, or anyone who you can get in contact with. Anyone who can get in contact with her, there we go. Tell them that their entire intelligence network has been exposed. They must evacuate immediately. Lady Golding, where are you going? To Leteau's office. I will try to buy us as much time as I can for the rest of you. But... Relax. I'll be fine. I just hope I'm stronger than I think I am. Doctor, I had a dream. I saw the city shrouded in dark clouds, and blood-stained sarcas flags flew above every building. Outside the city, Roginium grew everywhere. My eyes could see. I saw a rusted throne towering above the lands. The masses kneeled before it, crying tears stained in black. I saw the person on the throne wave their arm, and the few shouts that followed pierced the sky. Yet, in the shadow of the throne, the cowering men lifted their heads ever so slightly. I felt what they felt. I don't know how to describe it. It was so all over the place, so stifled. I could only make out what was on the surface, that pain and hatred. Who was that on the throne? Is this the future that the collective souls of the Sarkaz foresaw? Or is this the duty of the King of Sarkaz? Did Teresa have this dream? Could this be the sights she is looking forward to now? Yeah, there we go. No, it can't be. Doctor, this dream, it doesn't mean anything, right? It's just a dream. Thank you, Doctor. Right, it was just a dream. Oh, Ascalon. Amia, Doctor. Is Dr. Calcit better? Hard to say. Her body was frail to start with, and her wounds are deep. Shining has attempted several solutions, but all of them were limited in their effectiveness. She has yet to awaken. Monster seems to be slowly repairing itself. Likewise, we do not have any idea how well it will recover, or whether it can actually ever even recover. There we go. Doctor, at the Defense Forces Command Tower, if only Everyone did their best. Dr. Calcit, I never once imagined that Dr. Calcit would one day be wounded this badly. She always solved all our problems, like they were nothing. She gave us the best advice for every situation. Every situation, rather. I mean, then there's just... I know this is a serious topic and all that, but the moment I read that, all I could think of was Kaltzit's discussion about choices in Chapter 8. Well, the moment I read that line... Shit's Dr. Kaltzit. I've never even seen her look tired. But now... Doctor... I know. I will bear the responsibilities that are mine to bear. Rhode Island's mission here is far from over. But I want to see Dr. Kaltzit one more time. May I? Even if it's just sitting by her bed for a short while. Rather than staying with the wounded, you two have more important work to do. Closure wants you to know that she has finished analysing the data from the command tower. Clavisia is calling a meeting. We need to re-evaluate the situation in Londinium. War's broken out. Then please tell us what our step should be. Next step.
Everybody good? We've got another battle.
I thought there was another...
Pump yourselves up.
I thought this
mission together.
I thought this chapter was supposed to be shorter when it comes to the story stuff. Benevolent... But what the fuck? What word did I just say? Benevolent betrayal. Villains seem to always have the upper hand over the virtuous. Not because they are stronger, but because they see morality as a weapon instead of a standard. Ooh, that's a really good line, not gonna lie. That is a really good line. Less oh, okay. Oh god, would you guys stop? Stop giving me 2 places. Okay. I'm gonna put a lot of things in the middle here, I think. That'll be my go-to. Oh yeah, let's have a look. So the earliest is 4. Who is the person that we get here? Oh, we get Morgan. Okay. Not bad, I suppose. Karma, you have 2 objectives and 2 brain cells. I think it's a match. I wouldn't count on it. Amia, Doctor, you're here. As you can see, the morale here is rather low right now. It's a mess, but please pay it no mind. Ever since Aladale left, our logistics have been in shambles. But given the problems we face, this is the best solution we have. We lost many men in our last battle. We once thought that these sacrifices would not be in vain, and that as long as we stopped the Sarkaz's projects, everything would still be salvageable. Regrettably, they acted much faster than we anticipated. The Sarkaz, not only do they have the shard, they also built that airship. The report has been distributed to everyone. The airship attacked Duke of Windermere's army out in the open. The illusion of peace is shattered. As for the shard, if the Sarkaz willingly started this war, then their control of the shard must have proceeded much further along than we expected. Oh, that's right, the shard is a catastrophe weapon. The airship is just the airship. Well, they never mentioned the airship in anywhere else, so I'm assuming the airship gets destroyed, but it's the shards that's the weapon that they were worried about being activated. Oh yeah, they even said the shards back in Lone Trail. Anyway. I'm too afraid to make this gamble. Halador once told me the legend of this sword. She said that the size of kings, capable of rending catastrophes asunder, is Victoria's strongest shield. with which the country can defend against the storms pulled toward it. Then she must also have told you that the Stone of the Sword beneath the palace exists precisely because there are few who can activate this power. Siege, do you really feel nothing from the sword? Oh, okay, so the stone in this case is figurative. You didn't have to pull a sword out of the stone, but I'm guessing it's more so like a mental block. We just had no context for it. Maybe, I don't know, like a sense of being summoned, or perhaps there's a low heat, and maybe you can suddenly use some really wicked originium art. You just might actually be able to... No, nothing. Well, that's anticlimactic. A sword is cold and hard. It's a little lighter to swing than a hammer, and not very easy to control your strength with. There we go. Is there nothing else? If any part of you feels a little bit off, we should have this polished before it sees the battlefield again. It's a little rusted. It seems we can't count on the sword doing us much good in turn and helping us fend off the threat from the shards for the time being. Is this going to be one of those moments where, like, it activates in time of need during the heat of battle? But it also won't become a bargaining chip in the Duke's internal strife. The Sarkaz might just think twice before they activate the shard. Right, Doctor of Rhode Island. It is better for this sword to be under our control than any other faction. At the very least, being able to prevent it from becoming an accomplice to this war is important enough. Important enough? This is important enough. Haladel, if only I... Please, don't get discouraged, Siege. Maybe you just haven't gotten the hang of it, or it's not time yet. Well, we all remember the Qi Zhao in terms of the time. I'm just about done analysing that supply line, Doctor. It's practically guaranteed that the starting point is rural Brentwood, but it's got a lot of endpoints. Aside from the munitions factory in Highbury, it's very likely that... Oh, but very likely they have a route that extends right underneath the shard. We found out way too late. If only we found out a month ago. No, 10 days sooner. Things probably wouldn't have turned out the way they have. That said, the intel about the supply route is still meaningful, Doctor. If this route is capable of the transport of heavy supplies and leads straight to the bottom of the shard, we can transport more than supplies there. Transport a nuke. That's right. With war having broken out, there may not be a lot of guards around Teresa. That sounds wrong. Each lord of the royal court has to command their subordinates to fend off the dukes. The lichers joining the fray would be a problem, but from what I know about them, they wouldn't truly pick a side. Besides, I'm sure Dame Calcit talks to their messenger before. Oh, that would be interesting. I wonder if we could get them onto our side. I just hope they opted to follow her advice. Now, we'd best... Oh, Vina, you ought to at least bring up what happened in Norport. It's our turf that those Sarkaz arseholes gutted out. Baird is still there. Bloody bastards. Instead of a counter-offensive on the supply line, we should be helping them. Calm down. We must think about the whole situation. You little twat. What, you think being a knight gives you the right to teach me to look at the big picture? I don't give a shite about wiping some old Sarkaz monsters. My friends are in danger, my home is in danger. I love how they've been avoiding using swear words right up until Indra appears. And you want me to bloody stand aside and do nothing? No, I know you're restless, but we must consider all possibilities. I do not recommend splitting up. Until we are certain the ones who attempted to take the Realm Blades here have given up. You'd best cower underground like cowards. Give me a break. We can take care of those sneaky bastards. What we have to do now is enough, Indra. Fine. When will the operation targeting Teresa's commence? 4 out of 10 Cockney. It's really difficult to do a Cockney accent when everyone assumes the stereotype, of which I cannot do. Not very soon. We need time to observe the supply line's specific situation. The shard's internal structure needs to be investigated too. Teresa's is powerful. Letting our guards down would only spell our doom. How long will it take, more specifically? Less than half a month. I hope to put a stop to all this before he truly activates the shard. That's good enough. Doctor, I'm requesting a temporary leave before this operation. Please rest assured that I'll be back before the operation is to commence. So, you insist on going to Norport? I've lost enough friends already, Clavisia. I can't just do nothing over and over again. I'm making this request out of my personal feelings, yes. I won't try to hide this. But at the same time, I think this is an opportunity. Before our normal operation officially begins, we can first remove certain hidden threats. For example, those who hurt Aladale and those who want the Sizer Kings. That's without a doubt a Duke, no matter what position he is planning to take. I think I should have a conversation with him. Oof, a real Return of the King moment there. Ascalon said this already, but time is not on our side. I understand. I will handle this properly. Doctor, what do you think? Just flashbacks to Calcit talking about choices. There are still things worthy of our attention on that plate. Right, the Sarkaz airship is still likely docked in Norport. And this also implies Teresa might be there. In this war, we will have to face her sooner or later. There is another thing. Logos mentioned to me. Emergency mission. Emergency. The Sarkaz ambushed the Camden Borough safe house. The forces... God damn it, spy. Camden? What's going on? Alert. The safe house at Ashtrig. Being ambushed. Oh, God. Feist. The safe house in Highbury is under attack. What's the situation over there? We're mounting a counterattack and are evacuating underground. The situation's dire. It's likely the Sarkaz have... This is not a simple annihilation. They're planning to... Granny? Granny, do you hear me? Drat. Transmission's cut off. What's going on? We have 3 safe houses under attack by the Sarkaz. Their communications have been cut off. We must back them up immediately. No. It's not just the 3 safe houses. Our communications have been cut off. Oh, our communications, not theirs. Get down, Doctor. I really hate that fake Molly bitch. Clavisia, what's going on? How can this be? Here? This place was top secret within the Self-Salvation Corps. Logos mentioned to me that it's possible the Sarkaz have infiltrated our intelligence network. Based on the situation we have found ourselves in, I can only assume that failure of our confidentiality far exceeds what we anticipated. It's very likely that all Self-Salvation Corps bases are under attack. We must evacuate. Where can we go, though? anywhere? Everyone, the Sarkaz assault is fierce. They've had their eyes on this place for a long time, and the roots on the surface are already fallen. The mid-level buffer zone has been breached too. Doctor, the enemy is using new Sarkaz witchcraft device. With their numbers and strength, our defense forces and Self-Salvation Corps friends won't be able to withstand the assault. Truth be told, we have no chance of winning. Robin, who's in charge of organising defence, won't last very long. Oh no, not Robin. He's been here since, chapter 10, was it? How much time can they buy us? 15 minutes. No, half an hour. That's all the time we have. Evacuate? Where are we supposed to run? There isn't anywhere safe for the Self-Salvation Corps to go in Londinium. Norport? What if we all go to Norport? The equipment factory's third warehouse? The car park at the Four Seasons department store? Maybe Viscount Byron's mansion? No, they're all too risky. There has to be somewhere else. If it's dangerous anywhere in Londinium, we can evacuate the city for the time being. Evacuate Londinium? But... Right, the Sarkaz supply line. We can use the supply line in Highbury and get the hell out of Londinium. And we can use it to get back into Londinium. We've got too many wounded men and non-combatants. Taking an underground route will help us avoid most of the fighting. But all our work in Londinium... The onslaught we're facing tells us that they simply thought they had no need to wipe us out before. Now that war has broken out, the military commission has started to truly see the Self-Salvation Corps as a threat. We have no time to hesitate. I need to head out immediately to back up Robin. We will try to draw the Sarkaz main force attention the best we can to cover your evacuation. Very well. Amir, Doctor, the Self-Salvation Corps will need your assistance in this evacuation. We will never abandon our allies. Ascalon, man to breakout. Understood. Logos. Oh, there you are. I'm here. With the fishnet chest. Help Horn and her team buy us time. Rest assured, Doctor. I will guarantee your safety. Before we could finalise plans to relocate and secure our communications, the Royal Court picked the perfect time for this annihilation operation. It seems they know us better than we imagined. Teresa has also gotten sharper. Not like when he was simply pretending. If it's certain that this place will fall, I guess it won't matter if we all go out. Logos, we'll be back. You can rebuild this place. Why was his first step echoed? Anyway. Next, we need to find an entrance to the Highbury supply route. Vice, this is where you come in. Understood. Everyone come with me. Closure, take all the wounded and non-combatants and go with them. I'm counting on you and Shining to take care of Calcip. What? Huh? Hey, Doctor, what kind of sick joke is this? If I'm supposed to be a non-combatant, then so are you. You bet your ass I can beat the crap out of you. It's you who should be evacuating with the rest of them. Amir, Ascalon will make sure will be safe. We will hold the saga. Yeah. I still want to bet that Closure could absolutely wipe the floor with people. We just don't see it. Doctor, I won't let you get hurt. So, we've got 3 teams. Horn, Misery, and Logos will lead the primary operation to resist the Sarkaz assault. Doctor, you go with Amir and Siege's gang to hold up the Sarkaz pursuers. Shining and I will follow the rest of the Self-Salvation Corps and evacuate the place without making any noise. Where are we going to meet up in the end? The small town outside Londinium, Brentwood. Alright, objective confirmed. We're now in war. It won't spare any one of us. But we also mustn't lose hope. I know Rhode Island's landship is out of the picture, obviously, but I wonder what weapon systems they have.
We'll be fine if we stick together.
Forwards.
Forwards into oblivion.
Your orders. Attack.
Bugger. Oh, that was lucky. No.
I'll protect everyone.
Let's begin.
I'll do my best.
Your orders. Ah!
There we go.
I'll take the lead. The rest is up to you guys.
Got it. Cut them to pieces.
Ah, you fought.
Please. 医者ならここに。ここだよ。ついてきて。ディオポーレント。
Got it.
ほらほら。Now's the time to help everyone out.
Oh, one sus.
Some of my special. Stay back.
Two sus. There we go. That's one down. Okay, this isn't too bad. I'm dreading how difficult this is going to get later on. I like the music, especially the chorus.
Anyone hungry?
Right, they're all sus. There we go. Come in. You're here, Golding. Leto, you know us better than I ever imagined. What do you mean? The Londinium Self-Salvation Corps. Where did you get this information from? Does it matter? Have a seat, Lady Golding. Please, there is no reason for you to feel anxious. This war is not between you and I. Answer me, Lieutenant Colonel. I know why you came, Golding. If you want to buy time, you are under the impression you have enough leverage to discuss terms. You think you can still help your friends. How regrettable. I thought you would be wiser. We had a conversation not too long ago. You said that you didn't want to see Londinium become the next, Leon? I don't know. Hello, Latera. Take a look around us. Take a look at the deep abyss that Londinium is plunging into. Is this a choice you made for yourself that you spoke about? Golding, didn't you rebuke me on that? Correct. We are plunging towards that abyss. War has begun. War once tore apart Gaul, our homeland. What will it tear apart this time? Maybe it will be the Sarkaz. Maybe it will be a Victoria. You know how disastrous this will be. Hundreds of thousands, millions of people will bleed, die, and buried by this era. Oh, hello. You know that better than anyone. That's correct. I know this very well, but I must also admit that it was you who opened my eyes. You made me reflect on my decision. If I had to question my conscience, I would not have cared nearly as much. Let us cast aside those hypocritical high hopes of mankind or civilization, Golding. When we were young, we talked freely of those subjects and, with nothing but admiration in our hearts, sung the praises of the outstanding men and women in history. Mankind, the master of all things. Our intelligence and bravery set us apart from wild beasts that grace these lands with this radiant miracle. But if we simply lifted our heads from the books and compare, we would realise how close their endings are to the reality before us. The same downfalls, the same rottenness, the same self-destructions. What if all those things we sing the praises of were nothing but temporary illusions? What if believing that they are eternal makes us naive? What if destruction was our true nature? You weren't so pessimistic before, Leto. Yeah, he nearly got thrown off a building. Pessimistic. Golding, you are so kind with your choice of words. You describe my crazed musings as just pessimistic. I thought I warranted harsher criticism. It seems you are not as resolute as I thought you would be. I am simply exhausted. I merely started to try facing reality. It is very painful, but we have no other choice. As for the conversation we had the other day, I can now offer you a new answer. I did not choose my missions for myself, Lady Golding. I only wanted to survive. A ceaseless destruction. It's pitiful and weak, insignificant and inadequate, but this is the answer I arrived at. And it was the only one I have to offer. What else can I do? You're a soldier. You should have followed orders. Whose orders should I have followed? The king is dead. The Sark has run the parliament, and each duke has his own master plan. You could have become a hero. At what cost? What if the price is not one that I can afford? When you walked into the room, did you see the eyes of the guard standing by the door? The officers under me, my comrades, and those bewildered young men. Till has 5 children. Susan's mother has been paralysed for 3 years, and Totten's brother has oropathy. The vampires will suck their blood dry. Bowing down will not prevent anything. At the very least, nothing has happened yet as of today. Golding, it's my hope that you survived this as well, speaking personally. Fundamentally, you and I might just be be of a kind, there we go. It's only that I have chosen to give up while you are still standing firm. You and I are nothing alike. You asked me where I obtained the information on the Londinium Self-Salvation Corps. Very well, I shall answer you. From a cowardly teacher. There we go. What are you saying? Look at yourself, Golding. Your blunders and your tracks, and the tracks you've left behind, are owed to your cowardice and fear. Sentimental kinds have never been a good fit for intelligence work. You've known that from the start. No, it can't be. There's been a lot of chatter on my communications here. The Sark has ambushed the Camden Borough safe house. Their forces. Alert! The safe house at Archtree. Hello? Can anyone hear me? This is the Magna Borough safe house. We're under... No. Golding, they are dying because of you. You pushed them into the fire. This is what your fight brings. And for that, I can only mourn. Dead. I hope she not only gets out of there, she realises that the reason is because she kept telling that damn fake teacher all of that information, and she beats the shit out of her, whatever the thing is, and preferably get the kids out of the orphanage, because they're going to need to go somewhere else afterwards. There's too many men who are well equipped, and they're working they're well equipped, and they're working far too well with each other. Mercenaries aren't capable of this. These are military elites. Each and every one of them is a bloodthirsty machine who dug his way out of 1,000 battles. Out of the way, a lot of ya! Indra, watch your back! This isn't going to work. We're on the back foot right now. I will locate a position of their commander. Amir, maintain formation. Don't stop. I got it. Damn, there's more of them down this alley. Stay close, Doctor. We'll cut our way through. Go forward 300 meters and take the first left. Whomst? Whamst? Who's that? Hurry up. There are more ambushes on the roof. Doctor, did you hear that? That voice? Watch out for their arts. Cut through this danger zone. Hold on tight, Doctor. At 200 meters, turn right. Fucking TomTom. Left. Do TomToms even exist anymore? We have to give it a shot. I hate being ordered around. Fine. "50 meters, and to your right." Bloody... That's a wall over there. No. Some kind of illusion, perhaps. Charge through it. Fucking platform 9 3/4. There's no one I hate more than a sneaky bastard like you. Show yourself! That assassin of yours has already taken down the commander of your pursuers. You are safe for the time being. I said, show yourself! Her name is Ascalon, is it? Impressive. Please show yourself, I want to see what you look like. Doctor, behind me. Who are you? Please, there is no need to fret, dear Rhode Islanders. A few of my colleagues just touched base with Alexandrina not too long ago. Alas, it did not go too well. You are the man behind Allerdale. Show yourself! Oh, I do not want to see this person anymore. I won't say it again. That's a minigun. You look interesting. Please, lower your hammer, your highness. You are merely wasting your strength. As heir to the throne, from a certain viewpoint, at least you should have a bit more patience. You said so yourself not too long ago, that we should have a conversation. You had the Self-Salvation Corps tapped. Their evacuation plan will be successful. Do note that this is a promise, not a sarcasm. Not a sarcasm. Oh, wow, wow. The revealing the black really showed me everything. Wow, that really showed... Wow, all that black just so that I couldn't see his hat. The green shawls make me assume that he's a duke, or at least part of the dukedom, because the other woman had the Duke of Caster had green gems as well. So I'm guessing this person's part of the Duke of Caster. I just like how they did all that effort to black out his face, and then they removed it, and there was nothing to show in the first place. It's like taking off sunglasses and there was a second pair of sunglasses underneath. He does look awesome, though. My sincerest pleasure to meet all of you, ladies and gentlemen. I hope there yet remains room for your objectives to coexist. Our objectives, rather. An Ashen Trilby. Very perceptive, Lady Isabel Montague. I should have expected no less from a scion of the Count of Manchester. Indeed, we are often referred to as the Trilby Ashers. I'm guessing some sort of artilleryman by the sound of it. Should you have the chance, please send your mother my regards. You... Please, there is no need for alarm, Lady Montague. I harbour no ill will against you and your friends at the moment. At least you got it read right first try. My mind always wants to read it as Trilbilly. Is the arts gimmick... Oh, is the arts gimmick you have over there a gesture of your goodwill too? I'm not fond of having conversations next to a pile of explosives. This is merely a precaution. Well then, here's a precaution too. Lower your weapon, Miss Ascalon. This is not worth it. Rhode Island Pharmaceuticals made a series of passages and call permit requests for so-called industrial waste recycling and processing purposes, currently hiding within the territory of the Duke of Gododin. Currently 631 kilometres away from Londinium. Blimey, that's far away. And what if we are? Miss Amia, I surmise your recycling work is proceeding apace? Looks like looks like the Victorian bigwigs aren't completely oblivious to us. We do merely what must be done. You have to be very careful, or you have been very careful. You charted your course and built a well-hidden supply network around your ship. You wish to avoid Victoria's attention. And you almost fooled us. Regardless of whether your intentions are good or otherwise, wouldn't you agree that discretion is the worst quality there is to a ruler? Who do you serve, Mr. Trilby Asher? If at all possible, I would like to say I serve Victoria. Alas, the reality is I only serve a small part of Victoria. The small part is more than enough to keep me well occupied, however. Which means you work for one of the dukes. If the Duke of Wellington saw us as a threat, Rhode Island would already have been attacked. The Duke of Windermere's control has yet to reach Duke Godin's territory, not by a long shot. From what I know, the Duke of Normandy is more interested in business. Most other dukes are fence-sitters. You work for Castor. Good job, Holmes. Doctor, the commander of Rhode Island. There exists very little information on you. We were under the impression that this was due to a lack of importance. We will reevaluate our internal appraisal. What is Rhode Island worth to that part of Victoria you speak of? We actually do not have much of an interest in a so-called pharmaceutical company that deals in waste recycling. But your operator has a very unique background. Moreover, she possesses something important. You failed once, but you still haven't given up. This is my job. Your Highness, let us not make things harder for each other. The sword is nothing more than a heavy rod of iron in your hands. What do you intend to do with it? Can you really cut through the catastrophe that looms above us? It is a mere tale. You cannot wield it to its true potential. Well, if it's such a tale, then why do you care? What does Duke of Castor want to do with it, then? Oh, there we go. To fulfill a promise. A promise? To bring her followers peace and safety. We do indeed have certain technologies that can immediately put this blade to good use. just as the Sires of Kings once sheltered Londinium. The Duke wishes for the blade to become a turning point for unity. In that case, those who aren't on your side will deservedly be swallowed by the catastrophe. That is how it will become that turning point. Doctor, I will make my move in 3 seconds. We must escape the situation. I told you it needs AA batteries. Our operators on the landship are more than capable of taking care of the crisis that could soon unfold. So we have to take this risk. 3. Person 2. Her. 1. All of you seem pretty tense. Perhaps I came at a bad time? Right on time. Inez. Hey! Mr. Trilby Asher, you have to admit that you came well prepared. 13 small communication stations, with 4 of them triggered passively. They were set up to automatically send out orders if they don't receive your message after 10 minutes. I don't want to venture a guess as to what orders they have meant to send out, so I took the liberty of crushing them all. I hope you don't mind. Your subordinates were very strong, even after they heard the word vampire. That said, I believe that, aside from the Sarkaz Royal Court, there are certain others hiding in the city who would be very interested to learn of their existence. Tell me, where do you suppose I should take them? Inez, former Sarkaz mercenary. It's hardly surprising that you are still alive. We've determined for some time now that someone was behind all those little tricks around Londinium. You've done very well. We know that there is a sizable number of Sarkaz mercenaries inclined to leave the military commission's control, but we both know that does not come without a cost, don't we? Your business partner might be in fairly dire straits. Perhaps we should be a little more blunt with each other. I know you have more tricks up your sleeve, and you know we still have more trump cards in our hand. Let's stop probing each other. Your shadow tells me you are wavering. Oh, I forgot that was the thing that she does. Very well. Let's make a deal. I have a tricky mission, but as you can see, I am not much for fighting and adventure. You have a massive gun behind you. Okay. So you want someone to die in your stead. I have faith in your abilities. Certainly you have already seen the airship that is currently parked at the now isolated Newport borough. Oh, I said Newport again. Norport. Where is Newport? It's an actual place, isn't it? Make your way there and get your hands on its schematics. What's in it for me? You get to live, for now. You, your friends, your allies, your wounded, and your landship all get to remain alive for the time being. This is no trouble at all to Victoria, but as for the rest of you... Deal. As far as side quests go, this is pretty aggressive. The poor guys that had to direct the spotlights in for that introduction, yeah. How many levels are there? 20. Oh god. Oh. Is every single stage going to have a split? Is every stage going to have a split in this? Oh god. I should have brought a second range. Oh well. Oh, hello again. How quick to answer, Doctor of Rhode Island. A safe location has been sent out to Alexandrina's terminal. Please stand by there. I cannot guarantee your safety for any actions you take outside of our arrangement. My terminal? When did... You have some impressive talents among your ranks. That's very good. This should contribute to our common goal instead of becoming an obstacle to our corporation. I didn't play the Firelight event, but I'm somewhat curious now. Who does the spy, the vanguard that we get, who does he work for? I'm fairly certain it's a Victorian spy, but he kind of has that same sort of attitude. So I was wondering if he might also be a caster. Forecaster? There we go. Puzzle, yeah. Just as I was saying it, it was then written in chat. Okay, I was wondering, the way they talk with that, all that confidence really just felt like the same sort of people. Obviously not the same person, but as in like the same type of people. And it makes sense they would have the same sort of network. Right. This isn't completely up to us. It is a Victorian thing. Is it a Victorian thing to call threats corporation? Regrettably, yes. Well, at least it's honest. Please await our next communication. Doctor, I need to contact Closure and reevaluate the safety of Rhode Island's communications. Until then, maintain radio silence. Of course, we also need to take care of the issues regarding the land ship's calling procedures. Thank you, Inez. Hello, Inez. Is this the first time we've met? I'm afraid not. I've lost some memories. I'm aware. This is our first meeting for this version of you. I don't like that look she's giving. That is very much a she knows what we are, what we were. Have you really lost your memories? Or is this part of your plan? You wouldn't be the first to ask that. I forgot about a lot of things indeed. I've never been quick to judge, Doctor. I can sense that you've gone through some changes. I suppose out of everyone, she's probably the most likely to tell if we're bullshitting or not, to be fair. She's angry because the clothing shop is because the clothing shop they raided had the outfit only 5 sizes too small. We'll have a lot of time to get reacquainted in the future. Rather than trusting verbal statements, I prefer to see things for myself. Inez, the doctor... Relax, Amir. My prejudices won't be a factor. For now. Interesting. The evacuation is almost complete. Good. We need to get out of here ASAP. Sarkaz from Rhode Island. Is his name Logos? And I thought we'd seen all the surprises Rhode Island's fighting style had to offer, having fought us alongside Misery all this time. Right. It doesn't matter who exactly he is, his cursecraft has been great help. And he's a great darts player too. I love it when they just add in random bits of like that. I can't imagine Logos playing darts, but I can now imagine it, and I'm really liking the idea. I imagine he would be very stone-faced about it too. Like, he wouldn't get like super excited or anything. Like, he'll get like bullseyes and then just act as if it's nothing. I played against him a couple of rounds. His accuracy might just be as terrifying as those arts of his. So there is some history between Amir and Inez from Dark Knight's memoir. It looks like they left while Amir was... Yeah, Amir was quite young. But then again... They did leave when Amir was still a kid, but... At the very least, W was still around for when Teresa died, and I'm fairly certain Amia was older at that point. So maybe Inez was also around a bit occasionally or something. It did seem like everything fell apart after Teresa so-and-so died. A friend of mine taught me a couple of tricks before, that's all. He's no match for me in a chair sliding match, but when it comes to darts, he's not so bad. The fuck is a chair sliding match? I do not remember any mention of chair racing. And I still can't imagine someone as stoic looking as him doing something so fucking goofy. And again, I can imagine him doing it with like a straight face and everything, like no. It's a reference to one of the furniture you can get at the base. Oh, interesting. Horn, the Sarkaz forces have retreated. We should seize this opportunity. According to the plan, Rhode Island and the Self-Salvation Corps will take the supply route, head toward the exit and make their way to a town called Brentwood to build a new safe house there. We will regroup with them there. I suggest we change toward, charge toward the city walls. Norport Borough is gone, and even though the Sarkaz have patched up the walls, they wouldn't have had enough time to build new plates to fill the hole there. The exposed underground structure might just help us somehow. Killer. Looks like we've met looks like I've met another old friend. There we go, you recognise. The one who taught you to play darts? Regrettably, no. Unlike this old friend, my friends are loyal to one another until our deaths. Everyone, I'm afraid I still have matters to attend to within the city. Horn is more than capable of leading you outside Londinium. My co-worker Misery will also lend you his assistance should the need arise. Understood. Stay hidden, everyone. Follow me. Are the mountains of the past really so worthy of reminiscing? Blood and tears are nothing to be obsessed with. I must say, I'm not entirely fascinated by them. But what if the mountains are the only place there is left to stay? What if only the light of glory there can give us warmth? And here I thought I'd hunted enough of you. And this is the 31st Molly. You are a hard-working one, Banshee. How many of her? Bruh. And she was still able to do all that bullshit? God damn it. 31. And the fact that he wasn't able to get them to the point where there was still a Molly going around giving all the information, that means there's got to be at least double that, surely. There's no way. I imagine he would have been able to... Oh, God. But you prevailed nonetheless. You helped Teresa decimate the Self-Salvation Corps. That's business. I would pry to even tile in Londinium to find the last of your hidden shards, Damazti, rather. You yet refute the possibility of change. This has always been your choice. There we go. They do kind of give me envy vibes, you know, from Full Metal Alchemist. A little arrogant, aren't we, young Banshee? We understand change. We come from change itself. But change is merely a means of to adaptation. All change has a final objective. Even before the Sarkaz found themselves in this state, we have long been walking upon the lands. Ideologies, faiths, missions, slogans, none of them can escape the sands of time. Those ideas you mistake as novel have been conceived long ago. The paths you deem noble have been paved time and again. And where are they now? We yet still before you. And that is the greatest proof. Oh hey, we're back here. Oh god. Hey, these two. Phew. You should save some strength, Kador. Or Kador, I don't know. You've eaten more than enough. Delphine has talked to you about your appetite problem already. We're much worse off than we used to be now. Relax, Baird. Things haven't completely gone to shit yet. Them devils aren't nearly as strong as they look. All they did was catch us off guard. I had a chat with Marshall from Transport Union. They have a group of men over there. Once we rope in more people on our end, we might just stand a chance to defeat the Sarkaz. Oh, it's Kedor. Can I punch him? I feel like he'll knock you down. You see those arms? Just like how we joined forces with those other gangs to take the cops down. Jump them from behind and get the job done clean. Pow pow, bam! A couple punches, that's all it takes. The Sarkaz army isn't cops. I know. They're a force to be reckoned with. But we ain't afraid of blood. We ain't afraid of sacrifices. We will walk all over our fallen comrades and smash their faces in with our fists. Like our gym's name, Slobber Knocker. Marshall and I worked it out. We will definitely win. Just like those bootleg Lungman videos you collect, I'm serious. I've been around the block in Norport. Norport. I'm never going to say this name properly for the first time. Not much shorter than you. We need to find a way out of this mess ourselves, just like before. That siege of yours just up and left Glasgow all those years ago, and our turf got handed over, just like that. It was you and I who racked our brains to figure out how to gain a foothold here again. This is nothing different than before. We stand together, get prepared, and beat them all up. That's how we've made it this far. Norport, Southport, Eastport, Westport. It doesn't matter how things are outside. Out on the streets, we do things the street way. There is a guy who tried to be cool and fight like a baby bear cub in front of. He kind of gives me, oddly enough, it gives me, he makes me think of Kirishima and Tetsu. Next, we're just gotta find ourselves the right moment. Looks like Delphine's back. She does not look happy. Did old Baldy Per finally give in? Given the circumstances, we're paying a pretty decent price. I'm sure he... What's this? Is that blood? Old Baldy Per is dead. Sarkaz? No, not the Sarkaz. Damn it, I have no idea who they were, but they were already at it when we got to the store. They were a bloodthirsty bunch. Saw them with my own eyes. There was this man with a crowbar pinning another man to the floor. A man even... Ugh. The situation is bad. My guess is some starving bum set his sights on Perth's shop. The idiot still had bread in his glass showcase. And it went as you would expect. Ah, so it's desperate people now. You can more or less guess just how many of these bums there are in the lockdown district. Bloody idiots. Whatever they've been sniffing must finally got to their heads. I know the man with the crowbar. He's a tail-haired product salesman. Always had a smile on his face. I bought from him a number of times since he gave me discounts. They aren't all that good, though. I saw him just now. His eyes were deep red. There was blood on his lips. That crowbar was completely bent. I almost didn't recognize him. Okay, this is going beyond desperation. I'm now worried that there's something happening here. Fear is spreading, Kador. Is it Kador or is it Kador? I don't know. The transport union guys did say they could be cowards going nuts, but how could... Uh-oh. They're here. Barricade the door. What are you spacing out for? Make yourself useful. Kador, push the sofa over here. Bloody bastards. What do you want? Now piss off. We got people alive in here. This is Glasgow territory. Bed, watch out. A fire axe smashes through the gym's thick door and breaks open a hole. Here's Johnny. The sharp axe brushes past Bread's hair. A few strands of her hair flutter in the air. I said it already. We've got people still bloody alive in here. Kador presses against the door with his body and grabs the axe peeking through the hole back with his own two hands. The man outside makes several attempts to pull the axe back in vain. I don't care who the hell you are, but get out of my sight, or I'll have this axe in your brain. The axe wobbles a few times, and after a few heavy kicking sounds on the door, the man finally gives up, their chaotic footsteps slowly growing quieter. Your hand, your fingers. Good thing that bandages are the last thing we'll run out of in the gym. Bed, Delphine. We need to take inventory of all our resources again. I'll take down a couple of sandbags to reinforce our front door. These people, have they gone mad? The citizens of Norport Borough are all upstanding men. Basically, what about the police? They were always so quick to write tickets. If I were a cop so unlucky as to not make it out of this plate in time, I would definitely have locked myself in my home with my weapon at the ready by now. I need to head over to the transport union later. The people here still trust Marshall. Everyone listens to him. He'll find a way. Damn it. Bloody hell. The Sarkaz are still out there. Now, these people are out of their minds. How could they... I'm wondering if the Sarkaz will be able to deal with them. They sound manic. They sound full-on feral. Like, it makes me think of the Crazies. Like, you know, that not zombie movie, but what is it? The one where they basically all go crazy and start killing each other. What should we do now? Kador said we just had to wait for an opportunity. Mr. Next Academic, are you aware of the Great Fire in Norport 15 years ago? Haven't you seen the chapter PV? No, I don't think I did. I saw the trailer. Oh yes, I've heard. Oh yes, I've heard. It was in the port, if I recall. It doesn't actually take very much to burn down a port. All you need is scorching hot weather, a warehouse full of wood shavings, and a cigarette butt not fully extinguished. Ah, what a peaceful morning. Sounds of chaotic rioting. Yeah, true. Well, a 4 year or so in lockdown with no food, water, or electricity. Well, yeah, but isn't... I thought this lockdown was recent. I thought the lockdown was put in place once Newport... Newport. Once Norport got disconnected. Yeah, the lockdown just happened. No one could put out a fire like that. All we can do is watch everything burn to ashes. That is basically what happened in 1666. Oh yeah, there's an... I thought we already did it. Fuck.
嵐のように蹂躙してやる Nope, I'm not scared.
Forwards.
Let's begin.
Shit. Shit, I put the squishiest person there.
Got it. You can't stop me.
Your orders. Ah!
Okay, I'm gonna do it here. My next needs to be... Yes. I need healing.
これが戦場というものね
This is bad.
Awaiting orders.
No, this one.
Big dummies, bring it on!
Oh, that is bad.
It's my duty to stand here.
Oh, that was good timing.
Can you do it?
Okay, good. We've now got...
At your service. Speeding up.
Okay. This one blocks.
Protect everyone!
You've never ever noticed the hideous grins of conspirators. I'm ready.
Okay.
I'll do my best.
This should be it. Also, Karma, how do you like the Among Us Paper Please chapter? It's very interesting. I will say that. I'm liking the mechanic. I feel like it's going to get very annoying in the future, though. Yeah, I think I can afford to speed up now. There's not much else I can do otherwise. I'll just do this.
Look at distance. There! Apple pie!
Oh, who is you? Well, you weren't really doing much damage anyway.
Some of my just try me.
The recent event trained you for the BSR. Oh, fuck. Ah, shit, there's nothing I can do there.
Anyone hungry? 問題ないのこういう香りは好き
Use that. There we go. Oh, oh, she clutched the health.
Push forward, Commander! Hurrah! Apple pie!
Oh, I did not expect those sarcasms. Oh, that almost went badly on that side. Oh, that actually scared me. I'm really glad I chose to put Gummy there instead of the other way around, because I was originally going to have Gummy on the other side. Sarcasm, Shaman, surprise, motherfucker. It's been so long since I've dealt with them, I completely forgot they existed. These munition factories are all empty. We hauled away 2 production lines and tore down the others. The situation was dire. We didn't know how long we had until the sarcasm mercenaries caught on to what we were up to in the factories. Otherwise, we could have taken even more equipment. Highbury. This new industrial district feels rather different from the old district I was in. In Sedin, we were more like spanners, hammering away to knock together everything at all costs. But here, these production lines, I don't know. Maybe you guys are more like gears? I really hope they had some, like, explosives put somewhere so that when they leave they could detonate. That's what all good resistant movements should have. They should have the ability to self-destruct anywhere they're in. And that's certainly what I would do as a partisan. Turning ever so stably day in, day out. We're used to it. That's how shocking human adaptability is. Found it. Here it is. Or it's here, rather. Why are those symbols carved on the collection boxes? Years ago, our workshop used to use these as code words to let each other know when to slack off. Now, never did I imagine they would one day come in handy. Sarkaz, look at our after here is planned. Depends on which Sarkaz. I imagine W would be very pleased. Looks like workers everywhere just want to catch a breather, no matter the cost. Let's see. Pato reorganized most of the Self-Salvation Corps from the other districts. The Highbury's safe houses was ambushed too, but a few of the pipelines deeper into the plates that's used as rest stops weren't discovered. They should be there. Dron. I'm back. Oh, that's gotta be what's her face? Closure. I've marked the positions of all the Sarkaz sentries. There's not a whole lot of them. It looks like all of the manpower in the city is either headed towards the front lines or followed the others. Closure. I still can't say I agree with you installing your voice banks and my drone. Let me correct myself. Look at Karma with murderous intent, royal Sarkaz warrior. Ah. I mean, yeah, to be fair, I actually would totally be Self-Salvation Corps. At some point, I probably should get myself some art of, you know, me as, like, Rhode Island operator, as a reunion member, as a, Victorian soldier, as a, Self-Salvation Corps. It would be pretty cool, seeing the different, like, stuff. Anyway. Hey, don't forget I helped upgrade this drone of yours. Alright, enough chit-chat. I just heard from Ascalon that some of our communication systems might have been compromised by some Victorian Duke. I don't really buy that they can hack us all the way through, but just to be safe, I'm gonna run a whole security audit. Feist, have you confirmed where the rendezvous point is? It's confirmed. Awesome, let's see. We may have Shining as our super bodyguard, but she still has to take care of the wounded, so avoid fighting at all costs. Got it? Got it. You guys go ahead and make contact with the remaining Self-Salvation Corps fighters first. Clavizia and I will work on the evacuation. Let's go, Rock. Right. What's the matter? He would need a VTuber update with a hoodies and black void. So what's the matter? No, nothing. I was just thinking, was Highbury always this quiet? Oh, going by the temperature in the air, there's no furnace burning in the neighbourhood. That isn't a good sign. We need to act fast. We should be able to make it deeper through this maintenance access. Who's there? Oh, Pato. Feist, it's me. Oh, Tommy, never mind. Tommy, you're here. You should have waited for us down there. Sarkaz's army has just cleared out our safe houses. There might still be patrols up here. I know. We suffered pretty heavy losses. Day broke his arm, too. Catherine gave him first aid. How much longer until the rest of your group gets here? Oh, they should already have left. Don't worry, there's a professional doctor among them. She will take care of his arm. Alright. Our people are still at the lower level of maintenance access K13. I heard the Self-Salvation Corps are going to evacuate from Londinium. Only for the time being. We'll be back, Tommy. We're the Londinium Citizen Self-Salvation Corps. It's just that we need to get our wounded somewhere safe. And there are none in Londinium. Alright. Now head on down. Catherine keeps it to herself, but we can all tell she's worried sick about you. Have you heard about what happened to Norport? Good gracious, the Sarkaz plucked the whole plate up and tossed it out of the city. I heard that flying fortress even destroyed a Duke's high-speed warship. A high-speed warship! War has broken out, Feist, but I've never truly experienced it before. I used to think that joining the Self-Salvation Corps would be no different than before. I thought I'd be standing in front of the assembly line, turning screws, and the only difference would be the weapons that go to you instead. This is our home. Of course, Londinium's our home too. We belong here and nowhere else, right? If you ask me, I think I've shown more than enough good faith already. Hardly unexpected, we too have noticed the Sarkaz's secret transportation network for some time now. But it's true that there are certain details that are worth getting to the bottom of, and we will continue our investigation with a focus on these areas. And I have a decent guess as to who's behind it. Oh, who's behind some of these events, rather. I hope you will share the results of your continued investigation with us. Of course, just as I previously promised. Rhode Island's response is fast. Your terminal signals have already been re-encrypted. If the opportunity ever arises, I would love to meet your engineer, Closure. I know these guys are spies and it's literally their job, but it really creeps me out how they knows literally everyone by name. And please, for the love of God, stop using their names. I know you know them, but we don't need to hear it. It's creepy. You don't say someone's name until they introduce themselves. She might not like you. I must say, for a pharmaceutical corporation, your company is home to a variety of talents. That said, Her Grace has never been one to refuse new friends in lieu of making enemies. Not to mention that Her Grace and Alexandrina are related by blood. She is more than willing to care for her young relative. Please do let her know how appreciative I am of her looking out for me. When she said she had a cousin that died 26 years ago, was that cousin the fucking king? No, it couldn't be. Maybe. No, it was probably someone else. It's just related by blood just immediately made me think that they were literally related, and then she said cousin. The thing is, Merwin, it's reaching the point with this arsehole that instead of Dr. Karma, I wouldn't be surprised if it did use my name. Your Royal Highness, I may yet call you, though out of respect, but this does not represent my position whatsoever. You can choose to call me Siege. Victoria is a heavy burden, Your Royal Highness. It is nowhere nearly as vivid and vibrant as it seems on the surface. A return to a certain person, no matter who she is or what she calls herself, is of no benefit to the nation. If, under certain specific circumstances, that person were to use her identity and influence inappropriately, she may even do the nation harm. That is my personal viewpoint. Then you'd best keep your personal viewpoint to yourself. I'm sure you know that my amenability of this piece between us does not equate to a tolerance of your cliches. Your Royal Highness, there is no reason for this animosity between us. I am simply following orders, and I've more than demonstrated my goodwill within the bounds of my responsibilities. Then perhaps your demonstration hasn't been very clear. That, or our definitions of goodwill are different. Wouldn't my suggestion that you should make your way to Norport count? I said New Point. Oh, it's getting even worse now. If I am not wrong, you have a friend who is currently trapped there. I thought you would see that I am very much putting myself in your shoes as I advocate for this partnership. I am doing you a favour. My goal is to obtain the schematics. You are free to do anything else you deem necessary, including rescuing your friend. If you would offer that blade in your hand, I could even offer my personal assistance. You can save your disgusting hypocrisy. Listen, I don't so much as want to think about what you and that duke of your... duke you work for are scheming. Stay out of my way, and get out of my sight. And you better remember this, for what happened to Aladale, you and I, and your master, still have a score to settle. And you'd better believe it will be settled. Of course. I just got word that the Duke's Special Response Team has already made all the preparations necessary for you to evacuate Londinium and board Norport Borough. Let us be off. I have looked through your search history and game library. Oh no! Mr. Trilby Asher, since the moment I first saw you, when I realised just how solid of a grasp the Duke has on Rhode Island's communications, I've been thinking. You've always been able to do this, haven't you? What do you mean? You've always known what everyone is up to, whether it's us, the Sarkaz, or the Self-Salvation Corps. It's nowhere nearly as simple or comprehensive as you would imagine. We've always found it very tricky to stay thoroughly informed on the Sarkaz, especially certain men of the Royal Court. Many of my colleagues have lost their lives because of this. But you've always had a good understanding of the tides. Why did you, and especially the Dukes behind you, let things turn out like this? The Casdale region is a formidable opponent, and my guess is even Old Wellington would admit this. The Casdale Military Commission's technology and equipment have a deep impression. Leave. When coming to the executor of a Victorian Duke's will, this just sounds like sarcasm. Based on our analysis, Teresa may be formidable, but his strength alone is not enough for Victoria to fall to such lows, where it finds itself at the mercy of others. And now I get it. You chose to do nothing. You simply watched as the flames of war engulfed your country. Amia, the little leader of Rhode Island, how old are you? 15? 16? You're still a child, even. You despise blood and war, but let me clarify this. We are not very fond of these things either. But to us, the objective of war is never war itself. War is an extension of politics. That is unfortunately true. The Sarkaz needs a war to unite themselves, and Victoria doesn't necessarily lack the need for one. However, around whom we unite is worthy of discussion. And for just that, this is very important. It is far more important than you could even imagine. War is cruel. Suffering and death follow in its wake. It exposes our barest, truest forms to one another. It tears off all disguises. It's at certain stages of history's ever forward march, we need this kind of honesty. All of us do. Now make your preparations, Rhode Island. It is time for us to depart. You stupid bitch. Did you not put 2 and 2 together? Unless it is the actual Molly, but if it's not, then... Molly, they caught you too? Leto, she's just a teacher. The children in school still need to be cared for. You've already destroyed what you came to destroy. Must you drag even more innocence into this mess? You're here, Your Excellency. There it is. The Banshee came looking for trouble with one of us again. I will send a unit to provide support. No need. Taking a walk with him isn't so bad. You should go to the old Red Eye. He had just opened a new bottle of wine, waiting for you. We have already grown tired of his stories of yesteryear. You are a much better listener than us. Understood. Please pardon me, then. Golding's throat has never felt this dry. The person in front of her looks and acts exactly the same as the Molly she remembers, down to the tiniest movements. She is always frowning a little, watching every move of the mischievous children. At supper time, she would hand out bread to everyone and chastise anyone who hasn't washed hands. Her expression is the same as ever, but for some reason, the drop of sweat dripping down Golding's back seeps into her clothes. Lance scratched his thumb again yesterday, but don't worry, I put on some ointment. It's always such a handful. What are you? The teacher has made it back to the school already. She will take good care of the children, I'm sure. I don't believe you. I want to believe you, just simply because I don't want to see the scene that I think might happen. But I don't believe you. How about a chat? Relax, it's just a chat. If you still don't feel comfortable, we can continue to use the identity of the owner of this appearance around you. Why don't we talk about the weather first? Or perhaps the children's studies? There is the play too, Lady Golding. Merely thinking about it brings tears to my eyes. The children have all grown so big in just a blink of an eye. Enough! Stop talking to me like you're Molly. Stop using that face, you monster. What do you want? Would you like a cup of tea? Leto has pretty fine tastes, and his tea here is exquisite. Can you imagine a Trilby Asher trying to track down the Majesty? I think they would get some trust issues after the task. I don't even want to think about that, jeez. We finally have a satisfying outcome for all the missions Teresa's handed us. Now we can take a short break. How long have you been around me? Not as long as you think. We can skip the boring work talk though. Or can we, rather? It's break time now. We want to do something that we are truly interested in. For example, we want to know what you think about this era, and your conclusions around all this. I don't understand. You used me to destroy the Self-Salvation Corps. I should have no more value to you anymore. Damn it, I handed out all this myself. Don't blame yourself. This is no big deal at all. We had all kinds of ways to locate the Self-Salvation Corps stronghold. You are not the only lead we have. This may sound a little hurtful, but you aren't even the most important one. But we do indeed have a little bit of interest on you. We enjoyed your work and chatting with you. So, let's have a chat together. There is nothing more to this, it's just a conversation. We've had conversations like this many times, with countless identities, with countless others. But we are still confused. We still don't want to give up any chances that could lead to an answer. Lady Golding, how do you think we should live? It would be really interesting if we end up turning the Damatzi, or Damatsti. That's such a weird word to use. Is it like Romanian or something? It has that sort of sound to it. But yeah, it'd be interesting if we end up turning them against the other Sarkaz, because it feels like they would go either way. And they don't seem particularly fond of the work they've been doing. Nice. Oh god. Oh, that's a lot of writing. Fine. Purr's gold tooth. I seriously can't believe that Purr, the old Baldy, ended up choking to death on his own bread. The stench from the crumbs lodged in his throat was enough to make you vomit. He loved showing off. Every morning he'd stand there in that stinky ditch to show off that big old grin with his mouth full of gold tooth to attract the customers. I swear, it'd make my own teeth itch with envy. Purr would always scrub his bread cabinet squeaky clean every day, and he'd boast about his loaves every time he met someone. He'd often shove a couple of slices my way in exchange for some words of praise about how great it was that his fortune was trickling down. But I knew that he didn't want me to disgust his customers by standing in front of the store. But ever since the devil started frequenting Norport, his business gradually became harder to run. Even his precious gold tooth disappeared, leaving an empty hole behind to complement his bald head. Yes, compliment. That's the word Purr taught me. Is this Kado talking? He told me that his gold tooth had been taken by those bread-snatching bastards, but that gave me some relief, at least knowing that there was some karmic justice in our rich friends getting the short end of the stick. Right when Norport Borough was driven away, I warned Purr to lock his doors and hide, but instead of listening, he even mocked me, saying that the reason I never made any money in life was because I was too lily-livered. But now, the lily-livered one is still alive. That day, I hid in a nearby block waiting to start my work, praying that nothing would happen to old Baldy. But even in the end, I never heard his voice. I thought he managed to make it out, but I never imagined that even his dead body would be mutilated beyond belief by those bread-snatching madmen. When I helped tidy up his body, I discovered a small piece of bread lodged in his throat, in which the missing gold tooth was hidden. No wonder why I didn't hear his voice that whole time. Alas, even this greedy old Baldy wanted to cling to his precious treasure before he died. I'm sad that an old friend is dead, but what really kills me is that he made a cheap fake into his treasure. Per's not such a bad man. From the bottom of my heart, I Swear I was quite fond of the old Baldy, but he was simply too much of a money grubber. But then again, who isn't? Interesting. How much time? I think I'll do one more. We've made a decent amount of time. Finally, nah, it's still two. It's still two spots. I'm not even going to pretend it's finally one. It's still two choke points. I was so happy for a moment, and then I realized it's two different choke points. Okay. Brittle steel. A reed survives the fierce gales. Yeah, she's currently in Rhode Island at the moment. While a mighty oak topples. The old workers seem to know this well. Free? What do you mean free? There's not three choke points, there's two. No roof. Drones. Maybe. Oh yeah, she left at chapter 11. I forgot about that. I'll stick with this for now. So this is all the Londinian Self-Salvation Corps men who evacuated the city. We suffered greater losses than I imagined. Some decided to stay, even though the Sark has destroyed our stronghold. That doesn't mean they have a list of our collaborators. We don't know exactly how bad the leak was, and a lot of our men think things aren't really that bad yet. They still pretend they can go back to their quiet, peaceful lives. Can't they see that we have nowhere to run? Don't say that, Rock. Most of them aren't fighters, and they're just willing to place their hopes on us. Most of the people who stand with us aren't. Soldiers who know who they should be loyal to. Journalists who lost their jobs. Workers sick of Sarkaz's exploitation. Normal folk who have had enough. The Londinium Citizen Self-Salvation Corps were formed by men like them. To leave Londinium, the place that we called home since we were born, is a lot more than delivering intel. Forging a few weapons and fighting the Sarkaz mercenaries. It's to find where you belong in a real war, with no end in sight, and may end up dragging any number of people into actual turmoil. This is truly horrible. This is our Londinium. We should rely on no one but ourselves to defend it. That's what we used to think at first. We thought we had been giving it our all to fight that horror. But when it finally arrived, it turned out to be far more than we could actually bear. To tell the truth, I don't know what fate has in store for us from here onwards. We have some new friends now, but the enemy has now truly bared their fangs. We may soon find ourselves annihilated, become wandering ghosts that drift the wilderness, and in the end disperse all over. Clavisia, stop being so gloomy. I came here only because I don't want to be handed a liberation by anyone. That's why we're all here. I'm a worker. I'm not one to talk about righteousness. All I know is that the work pieces I knocked out are the most trustworthy. There we go. I want to save my city from those people hiding in the palaces and castles. I can't do it alone, but I found you. If we don't have what it takes together, we'll unite more people. If we still fail in the end, then fine, I'll accept that outcome. Hey, Rock, we're still far from talking about outcomes. Now hurry up and walk faster. A stinking passageway like this isn't good for your wounded men's health. Right, the air in the countryside should be better than inside Londinium. Based on Rhode Island's analysis, we should enter a branch of the Sarkaz's supply line up ahead. We're back. Granny, what's the situation like? It's safe. We didn't run into any sentries, and there's no signs of patrols. It looks to be maintenance access. There are some instruments there, although I have the faintest idea what they are for. But it's strange. We couldn't find where the real supply line was. Nonetheless, the access should be more than enough for an evacuation right now. Now hurry up, boy. Have your little friends get off their asses. The moment of safety doesn't mean peace forever. Okay, I got it. I'll take a look at the equipment we took. There might be something we can put to use. The crawlers that got written off might still be usable, if luck's on our side. Granny, it's not that I don't believe in what we're doing, and I'm not losing heart over this setback. We can come back, right? What kind of answers do you want me to give you? I've been cheering everyone up, but I've never really left this place myself. On top of that, we're leaving like this. First, I used to think every so often that we're actually pretty lucky. We were born in this city. We have trustworthy friends and jobs that are worth doing. And at the weekends, we can even head to the pubs and the alleys for a pint, play some cards, and maybe win some change. Of course, Victoria's never been truly at peace. The things we make are sent out to the border regions to fight the Sargonians or the Lefanians and blast holes in their bodies. Not that it has anything to do with us. All we had to do was stay in the factory and turn screws on the iron blocks. We suffered pain too, and we had scars that would never heal. But we never had to worry about who to kill or who would be killed by tomorrow. At the very least, we could live, or at least pretend to. When the Sarkaz came, our lives got a little harder. When the factories were handed over, our lives got got harder again, there we go. But the way I see it, I consider us still more or less lucky enough. Just as what is your definition of lucky enough? Being able to stand here and talk about the past. But now our luck has come to an end. No one can keep winning the lottery forever. I can't even win the lottery to begin with. But so what? Most people aren't lucky at all, and they still manage to find themselves a way out. Now go back to work, big deal in the core. The chopper isn't going to pack itself up. Do what you should do, just as you promised me back then. Now, what did you say back then? I will walk into every night. Enough, Granny. I was still regretting your lies now? No. I will do it. I will still do it. Times like these, you look just like Harvey. Catherine looks at Feist with a sidelong glance before disappearing into the crowd. All around Feist, men dressed in all kinds of attire come and go. All of them are exhausted, but not a single one of them has given up. Feist knows that all those who stand here are his most trustworthy allies. This little comfort is better than nothing. As the idea crosses his mind, Feist breathes out a little and exercises his stiff arm again after having been on edge for so long. Why did I say again, as if it had even mentioned it before? Once a mist fog that we call opportunities, luck, and other nouns disperses. What form will life take this time? Feist decides to stop speculating and instead experience it himself. Feist, the wounded are all in position. Now we just have to take the maintenance access and leave Londinium, and we'll be safe for the time being. We'll rebuild Squad 11 of the Self-Salvation Corps when the time comes, right? Of course, I promise you. Let's go. Suddenly, Faith feels a faint tremor. That doesn't sound good. What's going on? In the distance, the exit and the entrance of the underground structures gradually begin to close at the same time. Why is the passage getting sealed off? Did the Sarkaz find us? Damn it, Catherine and Clavizia are both over at the entrance. No, I've been listening in on the Sarkaz communication channels around us. We shouldn't be exposed. It can't be a wiring problem, right? No, these passageways have manually controlled gates. I checked before entering, and I didn't see any problems with the drive system. Face has very good eyes, and he has always been very proud of this fact. This is pretty rare in factories, where lighting is always needed for the workers to actually do anything. Yet, at this very moment, he would rather not have seen what he saw so clearly. At the other end of the entrance, beyond the gap that is about to shut, he spots a few familiar silhouettes. The silhouettes flash by until the gate closes completely, and the last ray of light disperses behind its iron frame, until darkness engulfs all of them. Face tries his best to regain his footing. He feels the taste of blood spread throughout his mouth. He tries to swallow this blood stench, but finds himself unable to. He can't. This isn't part of the plan. Who's over there on that side of the passage? What are they trying to do? That was a shudder. What's the matter, Feist? Are your lips bleeding? I know who's on the other side. They're my friends. The factory workers in the munition factory number 11. They said they were going to check if there was any equipment left that they could take. They're the only ones who could have closed the gate. Tommy. Catherine, this wasn't my idea. We all decided this together. Just like when you saved me. That's a whole separate thing, Catherine. Tommy, get back to work. Find a Defense Force soldier and tell them what happened here. Alright. I know where they are. I have to say, your kidnapping skills are far worse than the Sarkaz's. I'm not trying to look for trouble with you, Catherine. How many years have we known each other? There's no surprises here. We don't want to die in the Londinium countryside, killed by those monsters arts either. I'm just a foundry worker. I can use the furnace, the choppers, and I can cast some passable parts. But now they want us to leave the city and fight a war with the Dukes and the Sarkaz? You've got to be kidding. Out of all the things that I've held in my hands, the only thing that even remotely looks like a weapon is my spanner. Catherine, I promise it'll be fine. I have an uncle who's in the Defense Force. I can talk to him, see if he can plead on the factory workers' behalf. What about the things we've done? We've attacked the Sarkaz. We can say that it was the Self-Salvation Corps did it. We had no choice. And you think they'll believe you? We may face harsher treatment after this, but as long as the Dukes win this war, we can go back to our lives before. We forged Londinium with our own hands. Everything will get better. You didn't used to lick the nobles' boots like this. What choice do I have, Catherine? Tell me, what choice do I have? I just don't want to leave my home. I just want to walk out on the streets, on Londinium again, maybe play ball with my friends every now and then. I don't want to die in a shell crater in the countryside, with my arms and legs all blown off. I've said it before. The Sarkaz, they will only get more and more brutal. My daughter might not even be able to put my dead body back together. Go, Catherine. I don't want to be rough with you. As for you, little leader of the resistance... Where does she go? There is only rope that has been cut on the spot where Clavizia used to be. Huh? She was here a minute ago. Where's she? You mean to tell me you couldn't keep your eyes on a little girl? It has to be some kind of art. Whatever. Let her go. I heard she's just the daughter of some tailor. I just hope she'll find a hiding place on Londinium's dark night. Those free people can die. I don't care. It stinks. How many people do you think have died the last couple of days? Don't take the alley to the north. A few infected went kaboom there yesterday. There are Aeginium dust everywhere. Those sarcasm bastards. Their plan was always to trap us in here and have us fend for ourselves. You went to the transport union during the day. What did Marshall say? The place got burned down. There's nothing but steel beams left. I don't know if Marshall was in the pile of dead bodies. I didn't try to look. Porties can't all be idiots and wimps, right? All this is us taking a punch directly, and we're still dazed. Once we come around, Newport Borough will bounce back. Perhaps the Dukes will make it here soon, when the time comes. What? When did you start worshipping the Dukes? Are you hiding the Duke of Wellington's bloody autograph in your drawer now or something? Clavisia's background changed. Maybe misinformation? What do you mean? Didn't she say that she was the daughter of a tailor before? Or am I misremembering? We have to count on ourselves. We can leave this place. I'll lead the charge, I swear. The last time you saw anything, you told me you'd never fall asleep while you stood night watch. I was just... enough. Before we start dreaming, we have to find ourselves something to eat. We have Delphine and her tendency to hoard to thank for keeping the gym's storerooms well stocked. Otherwise, we would likely be in this pile of dead bodies too. Oh, I hear fighting. Kato, they're fighting up ahead again. Ugh, not here too. Let's take another route. The restaurant at the loading area might still have some supplies. We could try and buy something or trade. What will you do if they don't want to sell? You brought a weapon. This is just for defense. We won't use it. Things have yet to get that bad. Brittle steel.
You people, I don't think I'll even remember your faces after this one. Anyway, let's just get started.
Let's begin.
Ooh.
ちょっとからかってあげようっと。
Okay, I can do it up here, maybe, if I confine them to these places.
Your orders. Speeding up.
Got it. You can't stop me.
Yes. This area will do nicely.
医者ならこそくんなる。
Why are you on auto?
よーし。
Armed spy, that doesn't sound good.
Hey, dummies, bring it on!
Okay, I got enough now to do... I love this music. How far does that go? Shit, only up to there.
Now's the time to help everyone out.
At your service. Attack.
Got it. Shut up.
ろくなる。
Oh, I just realized something bad.
I'll take the lead. The rest is up to you.
The distance.
Okay, she can heal herself.
Down.
Oh, I do have someone. I've still got a healer. That's fine. There we go. All is right. Yeah, I think I'm fine now.
At your service. How's that?
I'm so Stay back! 人の言葉をしっかり聞いて。ええ、いや確かに。
Oh, that was close. Oh, nearly lost Golden Glow there.
I'll charge face me!
Whack, 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 whack. Alright, there we go.
Everybody good? We've got another battle waiting for us. Pump yourselves up. We're gonna crush this mission together.
Oh, damn, there wasn't even an ending cutscene. Okay. Well, at least we don't have to worry about cliffhangers. When is the next one? 7. Okay, that's fine. And what's the one after that? 13. Probably do that. Oh. Nearly 3.5 hours. Yeah, I think I'll leave it here. So far, I'm really liking this. I'm actually really enjoying this. Obviously, the story's great anyway, but I was expecting that. I like the mechanic. I do like the mechanic. I didn't think I would like it. I'm sure it's going to get really annoying later on. Like, there's 20 stages. There's no doubt it's going to become really difficult, but I do like the challenge it poses. No, they just like to more and more split up the cutscene pairs. Okay. Let me just see what this one's going to be like. We're back to 2 choke points. But yeah, that's actually looking quite easy. Yeah, that's quite an easy one. Have the defenders and the damage and all that literally dislocated on this one spot. Huh. How do you like your depression serves this chapter? Well, so far it's not too bad. I mean, obviously it's bad that the self-salvation core is struggling. That's always a thing. But I think at the moment I'm getting like Empire Strikes Back vibes. Like, you know, they're pushed on the back foot and then they'll bounce back. But I'm assuming it gets worse. That's my general assumption. I feel like we've reached the point in this story where it just keeps getting more and more depressing, like it did in the first arc. But yeah, so I'm going to leave it here for now, and I think I'll pick up again. I'm not sure if I'm going to stream tomorrow, or... Oh, I probably can't, actually. I'm out tomorrow. I forgot there's a New Year's party. If I do end up streaming tomorrow, it will most likely be quite hydrated and will not be this chapter. I'll just do IS or something. Otherwise, I'll probably play this again on the Monday. Or maybe the Tuesday if I decide to play Valhalla first instead. We'll see. Shake my head going partying instead of streaming Arknights. I know. It's almost as if I'm a different person. Anyway, maybe I'm the imposter. But yeah, I'd say that's it for now. I'm really liking the chapter so far, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what how it progresses, I suppose you could say. But that's pretty much it. I don't really have much in terms of plans next week. Obviously, I'm going to get through chapter 12. I don't think Lingering Echoes will start that week. I think it will start next week. I think it will start the week after. But we'll see how it goes. that's generally the plan. I'm not sure about videos at the moment. I've got some of them set up, I just still need to go through the editing and it's taken a lot of time, even while on holiday. But anyway, that's pretty much it for now. But thank you guys so much for hanging around, and I shall see you all next time. Bye-bye.